out. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down, go down. Hey, 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 hey. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down, go down. Say how we are born to do. Oi, ready? Ha ha ha, ready? Oi, me say how we are born to do. Yes, we go down, go down. Oi, sit down there, 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 sit down there. Oi, sit down there. Oi, sit down, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Boy, boy, boy. Boy, boy, boy. Sit down there, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Sit down there. Watch you wicked them all. Did you wicked them all? Me say how we are gonna do it. Jesus, boy, watch out. Now worry about the wicked them now. Now worry about the wicked them. Tell them neighbor, come. Now worry when they talk about you. Now worry when they tell life on you. Now worry when they walk over upon you. Now worry when they say about you. Just catch it on the balance wheel. 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 Jesus, are you balance? Boy, trouble. Watch out. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down, go down. Hey, 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 hey. Watch you wicked them all. Say the wicked them all. And come down, go down. Me say how we are gonna do it. Oi, ready? Ha ha ha, ready? Oi, me say how we are gonna do it. Yes, we go down, go down. Oi, sit down there, 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 sit down there. Oi, sit down there. Oi, sit down, sit down there. Sit down there, sit down there. Boy. Sit down there, 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 sit down there. Watch you wicked them all. Did you wicked them all? Me say how we are gonna do it. Jesus, boy, watch out. Now worry about the wicked them now. Now worry about the wicked them. Tell them neighbor, come. Now worry when they talk about you. Now worry when they tell life on you. Now worry they walk over upon you. Now worry what them say about you. Just catch it on the balance wheel. 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 Jesus, are you balance?
So why you come to me with that foolishness, you know? You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right kind of stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to everyone. Happy Tuesday to those in television land. Happy Tuesday to our silent supporters. Happy Tuesday to everyone in the chat. As usual, thank you so much for your continued support. Really appreciate each and every one. Remember, guys, when you come in, please thumbs up the live. Share us out if you can. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. And remember, guys, our membership is still active for those who want to give some extra support. And I'm going to say a special shout out to all our channel members and to all of our moderators. Tonight's topic is Parottee and Alert. And with your host, Mystic Sensation, which is Baron and Anne-Marie, we should be joined shortly by Melting Pot, Miss Daisy Magazine, and I'm not sure if Mr. Rattigan will be joining because he's doing the Diaspora Council broadcast, but we will be joined shortly by Mr. Fitz Jackson, MP for South St. Catherine, and also Shadow Spokesperson on National Security. Let me just go ahead quickly and welcome those in the chat. Dorothy McCoy, Beverly, Carla E. Banks, Richard Reed, Universal Laverne, Damian Goss, Melissa Green, Sharon Ricketts, Outer Many One People, Barbara Giwa, Ranchel Taylor, Brenton Dyer, Colleen Stewart, Sonia Graham, Blossom Riley, Carl Wilson, Veronica Shaw, Sadalyn Gale, Cynthia B. Bless Up, Petra, Karine Arancieva, Maureen Vassell, Ann Bennett, Wayne Gray, Donna Whitaker, Fourth Jenna Jerome, Bless Up, Happy Tuesday. Thank you again for tuning in. Without any delay, I am going to hand over to Baron. Bless up, Donna.
All right.
Angela Thomas, bless up, Josie Dye, bless up yourself.
Okay. And people remember to share out this particular live because, of course, we are going to discuss the topical issues, right? We'll be joined shortly by MP for Southern St. Catherine, Fitz Jackson, the Shadow Minister of National Security. And of course, we'll also be joined shortly by Melting Pot and Sister Daisy. Now, we are not going to waste any time as it relates to, discussing certain topics. We are going to get into the topical issue for the day, right? That, it's supposed to be on every Jamaican lips speaking about it. So without any delay, right, let me just bring that information up, right, as it relates to Orestron confirming that government, right, confirms talks and U.S. deportee transit deal vows strict safeguard as according to Chang. This is what we'll be get into tonight, right? This is going to be a very serious topic that we'll be discussing tonight. Very serious topic. You want to let her in?
I did let her.
Okay. All right. So let me just bring this up so we all can bite into this. And Jamaica, this is crazy. All right, June 16, 2026, which is today, the government confirmed talks on U.S. deportee transit deal, vows strict safeguards, as according to Chang. Now, the government has confirmed that it is negotiating a controversial United States back migration arrangement to allow non-Jamaicans deported from the US to transit through the island, but says it is not opening the country's border for an uncontrolled program. This is madness, total madness. But let us just read on some more. A statement from the Minister of National Security and Peace, issued Tuesday afternoon, said the safety and security of Jamaicans and visitors to the island, as well as its obligations under international law, have guided every step of the discussions on this memorandum of understanding between Jamaica and the United States of America concerning third country nationals. Now, this is madness. This is not a memorandum of understanding between Jamaica and the United States. This is a memorandum of understanding between Andrew Holness' administration. Whatever the United States, right, have on Andrew Holness and his administration as it relates to them bowing under something like this, this is despicable. And to take action like this,
oh crap,
this is, as it relates to the administration, act with impunity without the involvement of the opposition party and without the input of Jamaican people. This was not even taken to the parliament for a debate. It's despicable, disrespectful, and this is telling us that the Andrew Holness administration is nothing but a dictatorship. And we are seeing that this action may have taken as a result of the level of how compromised this particular administration being compromised. The statement follows a Gleaner story published early Tuesday, which disclosed that the United States had sent a proposal to the government regarding Jamaica's acceptance of the third country nationals. This is despicable. Open quote. I want to first clarify that the individuals who may be transferred under this framework are not being brought to Jamaica as permanent migrants. We need to have clarity. We need to see detailed information. Why would the government, as it relates to something like this, that this done in a clandestine fashion, locking out the Jamaican people, and so doing also locking out the opposition? This is full-fledged dictatorship. And this is telling us something beneath the carpet, that the Andrew Holness administration is fully compromised. I am going to show people why, right? I am saying that the Andrew Holness administration is fully compromised. And when I show you, you are going to see that you are going to, of course, agree in parallel with me. They are nationals of countries other than Jamaica who are being facilitated through a structured process to transit through Jamaica to a third territory, including return to their home countries.
So when they could have gone directly to their home country, where
no,
to
this,
divert.
No, but okay, but let me say this. Let me say this. Because what we have here, right, is we are taking, right, non-Jamaicans in our country that we know nothing about, right? This hinge on several things, you know. This hinge on several things that I'm going to speak about. And yet, the Cuban doctors and nurses and technicians who are here helping us, for years, for helping us, more than 40 years. The United States pressure this government to have them departed our island, and so doing help to cripple our healthcare. Now you tell me now, the United States is now, this is how United States care for Jamaica. This is how Andrew Holness administration care for Jamaica. This is the love and care for Jamaica, to take out doctors and nurses and technicians who care and give us, right, persons that we don't know. And me, let me say this as it relates to, right, profile characters, right, probably some serious criminals that would be among, right, that situation there. And here is Horace Chang, right, is confirming all of this to us, right? He said the MOU is the outcome of negotiations between two sovereign partners, and that it is not an automatic acceptance of any proposal, right? But here it is that the Andrew Holness administration would have accepted something like this without the participation of the opposition, one, and without the participation, right, of the Jamaican people. This tantamount to me as it relates to dictatorship. But let us take that away. And I want to go to something else, right? Since we have, right, MP Jackson in the house, let me just read one more document, and he will just follow that document as well before I have him introduced to you, because these two documents that I am displaying, of course, we will, you know, normally speak on it. Now, but let me go to something else as it relates to the current status of the correctional system. Let us bring up prison conditions and inhumane treatment of prisoners. There's a reason why I'm going for this document, and I'm glad that MP Fitz Jackson is in the house. So I want, right, you know, they observe this particular document that I'm presenting. You understand, as it relates to the questions that I'm going to ask. Now here it is: prison conditions and inhumane treatment of prisoners. And mark the date, my Jamaican people. This is February 6, 2023. There's a reason why I'm coming here. Numerous reports and studies available on prisons and prisoners across developing countries highlight that inmates are routinely treated poorly and serve time in deplorable living conditions. Remember, the operative word, deplorable, deplorable living conditions. This is no different in the case of Jamaica, which has several punitive, harsh, and overcrowded prisons. So then, let me say this. One of the reasons why I am getting here. Notice the word overcrowded prisons. So consider the factor of us, right, absorbing 10,000, right, non-Jamaicans, and where you have those with serious felony charges, right, would have to be a part of our correctional system that is already overcrowded. That is my point of presenting this document, which have repeatedly led to the mistreatment and neglect of the wholesome interest of rehabilitation of prisoners. The current lack of interest in prisoners' rights in Jamaica has been described as disgraceful and inhumane by various human rights organizations, as issues such as sanitation and safety have manifested into numerous health and psychological effects on inmates. So these are the issues that we currently have. And now, just consider the fact that We don't know the numbers of, what amount of, persons out of the 10,000s that may have to put in the correctional facility. And guess what? It's going to worsen the situation. Let us take that document away. Now, let me just have MP Jackson being introduced to the listeners, because I know that, again, we strap for time, right, based on the agreement of his appearance. And so, Mr. Jackson, without any further ado, I'm going to have you just, just for the record, just introduce yourself to the listeners, and then we take it from there.
Not hearing you.
Not hearing you.
Unmute the mic.
My apology. Sorry.
All right.
Good evening to you, Mr. Orton, and my other panelists.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Jackson.
I think it's the first time I'm being on your program. I don't know why you kept me away for all this time, brother. But
certainly we are not going to be a stranger.
I won't crucify you for your past sins.
Okay, thank you.
But it's a pleasure joining you. Sorry I had to come late. Today has been a very, very, very hectic day. And continuing. As you had invited me to be here, I'm glad to join and to share my thoughts. I don't know if I'm coming to my own crucifixion, but so be it.
I know. All right. Okay. So there is here we have Mr. Jackson, right? MP for Southern St. Catherine.
Oh yes, you had asked for my introduction. I get so caught up in crucifying you.
All right.
So yes, I'm Fitz Jackson, Member of Parliament for South St. Catherine. And for those who don't know the constituency delineations, it's one of the 3 Portmore constituencies to the southern side of it, as the name implies. And of course, I'm a proud member of the People's National Party, and I hold the portfolio responsibility for national security.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. Jackson. Right. This is, I don't
Fitz, by the way, Fitz is good enough,
Okay. All right. Thank you, Fitz. All right. I don't want to shape this as a question and answer situation. We are interacting, right? Sure. We want to interact, right? So, Jamaica had waken up to such a devastating information relating to 10,000 deportees that the Jamaican government, right, is now in dialogue to accept them on our shores. And as such as that, right, Orestron confirmed, right, that they are about to sign off on a deal in accepting 10,000 deportees, right? And as I said, some with extreme felonies. My thing and my concern is supposed to be your concern as well. I want to ask you, when did you and the People's National Party made awareness of this situation?
Well, we woke up to the news. I personally woke up to the news this morning. I am aware that it was never known to many of my colleagues, because just up to last night, I was in a party executive meeting up until after 8 o'clock last night, and that matter never arose. We were not apprised of it. But, the opposition being told is one thing. The people of Jamaica need to know. Yeah. And what is very concerning for me, and I think it ought to be for any well-thinking Jamaican, when we heard of it this morning, we issued a statement. My colleague spokesperson, Mrs. Donna Scott Motley, issued a statement from us, having heard the news, asked for greater particulars in the matter so that we are aware of what in fact is being considered and what decisions the government either have made or contemplate making. That said, later on, I read a statement by the Minister of National Security, which when you read the statement, one, it came after the information was leaked to the public. And that is important to note, that the government clearly never had any intention for us to become aware of it until after it was already in force. They never inform us of what they are considering, what they are contemplating in the first instance, which will be covered in the MOU. And secondly, what you agree to that would make for a formal agreement. No such thing. So they were forced because they could not deny the authenticity of what came out. But it got worse. The statement that they issued varied in some fundamental areas from what the leak story was. For example, and it points out the disingenuousness of the government. It is alleged that up to 10,000 persons would be in Jamaica up to any one time. When you read the minister's statement, it says, no, it is not true. It will be less than 10,000. But how many? Is it 9,999? Because you are in a discussion. You must know what is it that you are even considering, what that number would be. So that one jumped out at me. But before we go into those details, from where I am, those are secondary, right? First of all, why are we considering such an arrangement to begin with? What Jamaican interests to be served by entering in this arrangement? Is it about Jamaicans? Certainly not. Is it about who and which country? No, it says that there are persons in transit to a third-party country. In transit for what period? But before you even go to what period, why do they need to stop in Jamaica? Is it a transatlantic flight that they need refueling in Jamaica to continue on to the destination? Why is it Jamaica, short distance from the US, have to be a holding area for nationals of other country? Why? So before I go further, I want that basic, fundamental, first step question to be answered. Why is it that Jamaica needs to go into an arrangement like this? Our sovereignty question comes into being. Because you're talking about third-party countries, nationals of another country, not the one you are negotiating with, but a third party. On what basis such persons need to come into Jamaica? And when I ask myself those questions, that it doesn't involve any Jamaican, because it says third-party countries, so we know it has nothing to do with Jamaicans. I recall some years ago during the PNP administration, when we were having discussions with the British for a state-of-the-art prison to be built in Jamaica that would serve two purposes, at least. One, in order to deal with our prison space, because our two main prisons are overcrowded enormously. And secondly, to deal with Jamaican nationals who are imprisoned abroad and who would eventually come to Jamaica. Now, for Jamaican citizens, we can't refuse them. And as I recall, one of the considerations that gave rise to this discussion was the issue of Jamaicans detained abroad and are without contact by their family members because of the distance and the cost of traveling there. So they've been housed in Jamaica, and at the UK's expense will enable the family members of those detainees to be able to visit them and continue interaction. And having said that, I want to make a very important point, because the truth be told, many of us see prisoners as people who was condemned forever, not recognizing that they are not in detention forever, and they are going to come back into mainstream society at such point. And so you want to make sure that when they are released from prison, they can get back into normal life in Jamaica. So we have an interest in making sure that those who we detain, we mean in the state, they are detained in such a way that when they come out from prison, they don't cause more disruption to the Jamaican society. So, you know, what I'm trying to basically say is that before we even give consideration to this news that we have heard about, those basic questions as to why, what Jamaican interest to be served by this arrangement. When we can answer that question successfully or reasonably, then we can go on to other questions.
All right, very good, Mr. Fitz. But I want to ask you, I want to push on something that you said earlier, right? When you look on the situation in terms of the government contemplating, right, to go into a deal like this, and nowhere in that deal that you can see where it is beneficial to Jamaica, I'm going to ask you a direct question. Do you believe that the government of Jamaica being suppressed or forced into a situation like this?
I cannot say definitively that they are, but I would say this. If you are not forced, why would you want to go into an arrangement like this?
Exactly.
If you are not forced, why would you voluntarily, without any coercion, without any force, elect to go into an arrangement like this that accrues no benefit to the Jamaican citizens or the Jamaican state? Exactly.
So let me give you some other serious considerations here. And that is one of the reasons why I played the clip earlier as it relates to how porous our correctional system is, extremely porous, right? And where the building structure is heavily deteriorated, right? Now, we don't know as it relates to how serious, as it relates to felony charges, some of these men, right, may hold, right? The high level of criminal background. And so then they are going to put into a system that is already clogged, overcrowded. I am asking you, does this hinge on a humanitarian crisis? Does it also hinge on an healthcare crisis? Does it hinge on an economic crisis? What say you?
No, but I think the answers to those questions are quite respectful, quite obvious. Why? And you have said it. We have a serious overcrowding problem in our penal institutions, and we have had it for some time now. The GP Tower Street facility has over 1,700 inmates, male inmates. That place was built for 800 persons, so more than double the capacity. St. Catherine District Prison, I think the build capacity was about 750. It is over, it is near to 1,000 now. So we have an ongoing overcrowding problem in our penal institution. But outside of the overcrowding of the facility is the quality of the facility which we have to deal with for existing inmates. If you can't adequately cater for who you have, why are you consciously, without coercion, without force, compounding the problem for your Jamaican citizens? That's a question that the government should answer. And we would demand, we as Jamaicans should demand from them What's the rationale for it? It does not, you know, as the guy say in the street, it not maxing out.
Exactly. Because you and I, you know, we are critical thinkers, melting pot, right? We have Sister Days, we are all critical thinkers, and we are saying, okay, all right, let us possibly look on potential benefits, and we can't see any. Nothing there. Nothing there to, you know, benefit Jamaica whatsoever. So this seems to me that it contributes to some personal benefits, right? As to say, okay, if the government is compromised, and we are just being careful here. We are being careful here. If the government compromised and the government is under threat, then of course we could see the rationale for the government to delve into something like this in terms of passing over, right, whatever culpability they have. We don't know. But we're looking at a set, for example, let us play with some numbers here, Brother Fitz. Let us think about, and we want to try to be reasonable now, right? So we are not even going to go 50% of the 10,000 as it relates to the possibility of those who have serious criminal offenses. And so then, of course, the question, where are we going to put these people? Are we going to build new facility to facilitate them? I mean, they are in transit. So obviously, no. That situation is no, because they are in transit. Now, so obviously, where are we going to put these people? And if we are going to put these people in our prison, then we are going to have the situation as it relates to overcrowdedness, right? That's a humanitarian crisis. Why would the government hug up something like this that is going to hinge on a humanitarian crisis, right? And the other thing, Brother Fitz, is that we don't know the LK status of these persons. We don't know the health status of these persons.
Well, put it this way, Byron, we don't know anything. We don't know anything. That release from the minister today is more cause for concern,
yes,
than it allays any fear or concern anyone would have. We don't know anything. We don't. They say that they're not. It says they are not people with criminal antecedents. What is the nature of their background that you are considering? The government refused to say that. What kinds of social background people are we agreeing to take in? Absolutely nothing is said about that. What, as you rightfully asked, what is the health status of the people? Or what would be the required health status of the people who we are allowing to come in? We know nothing, and the minister said nothing about that. As you said, where will they be housed? Is it in a new facility? If it's a new facility, who is going to fund it? Who is going to fund the maintenance and operation of this new facility that you're considering being built? But bear in mind, you know, that 10,000 detainees.
Yes.
Because we're not talking about hospitality service where we can put them up in hotels. We're talking about detention of persons. 10% of 10,000 is 1,000.
Yes.
1,000 is the size of the population of the General Penitentiary.
Wow.
Our largest facility. So let us look at numbers in real functional term. That if you're going to host just 1/10, you're talking about a facility beyond the size of GP, beyond the size of St. Catherine District Prison. We're not talking about any little 2-room holding cell. That's not what we're talking about. And it has to be maximum security. again, because you assume that these are persons that can be of risk to the Jamaican society. We know nothing. And then the minister in the statement tries to give the impression that we should not be fearful or concerned.
Oh.
You're talking about Jamaica holding persons in another country with many times greater resources are afraid to keep in their territory, but we must not be afraid for them to come in our territory. You have a society with the level of crime and violence that we are not able to manage and control in any reasonable way, not to be concerned? Come on. Come on.
This, of course, indeed, is serious.
It's more than serious.
Yes, this is
more than serious.
Very grave.
But you know, if I may, Byron.
Yes.
This for me is smack of a kind of contempt for the Jamaican people. It's a contempt for the intelligence of the Jamaican people. Because if you're going to consider something like this and want to bring it up out of secrecy, out of darkness on the Jamaican people, it says that the government has no real regard for us.
Exactly.
That is what is inherent in this, implicit in this kind of action. Now, I said to someone earlier this afternoon, we can talk about this thing as much as we want to talk about it, as we are doing now.
Hello?
And we can get very upset about it.
We're gonna call you.
And we can get very annoyed about it.
So I'll call you.
But that is not enough to affect anything. Why? Because the contempt that this government have for the people, it doesn't care what you feel or what you think. It's a question of what they want to do. But that said, it doesn't mean that we have to embrace it. It means that we have to confront it.
Okay. All right.
That's the naked truth. Otherwise, we can just talk 24/7 about it, yes, and they allowed to continue doing what they're doing, and that's okay.
All right. Let me just, Sister Daisy, come in here because, of course, we have other persons on the panel that want to share their views as well. Sister Maria, go ahead.
Hold on. You're muted. There you go.
There you go.
Good evening, and thanks for being on the show, and thanks for your representation in the parliament and how you have represented the people and carried yourself in the parliament, because of late I realize that the parliament has become a market house, for want of a better term. So thanks for conducting yourself with decency and dignity as the space demands, and as you're supposed to represent your people, you know, with integrity.
Thank you.
But you know, I think that the democracy that Andrew Holness used to get into power, he's now trying to destroy. And he's chipping away at it little by little. And if people don't stand up to him, there'll be nothing left. And we often say it will be where Haiti will look like a first world country if we allow this to continue. But before we get to, and there are other, you know, issues about the security that we want to talk to before we let you go. But before the government discuss a matter of such magnitude, because it's not between two countries, ought this not to have come to the parliament for discussion and a decision made by the parliament, who were elected to represent the interest of the people? And because all the persons in Jamaica don't have that one voice to speak, you are the voices in there. So should not this go to the parliament for discussion before a decision was made to do such a thing? And, you know, I heard in some circles that a decision has already been made. So it, as a matter of fact, they weren't approached. It was the government, a member of the government, who approached them. So the question is the why. So why was it not discussed, or should it have been discussed in the parliament before coming to this conclusion?
Well, Madam Daisy, thanks for those kind remarks that you made at the outset. You are correct. And in terms of the democracy and our parliamentary system of government, we have our formal government system, government structure is that of the executive, and we have a parliamentary opposition that makes for the government of the country. And you're correct. What we would have expected to be the decent and proper thing to do, because whatever decision the government makes at any time, it is not a decision on behalf of or for the Jamaica Labour Party, nor is it for the People's National Party. It is for all the Jamaican people. The country represents all the people. And therefore, it is only proper that the government comes to the parliament and indicate to the country what it is proposing to do. And because what the government does do have implication for all of us, and we are in a democracy, the considerations being given, can you elect a government to govern and to make decisions that are in the best interest of at least the majority of the Jamaican people. But no government, whether PNP or JLP, has a monopoly on wisdom. And that's the reason why consultation and interaction is critical in ensuring that the best decisions that we can arrive at, we seek to do that through consultation. So yes, it would have been the proper thing to do, the right thing to do, the decent thing to do, the democratic thing to do is to come to the parliament, provide as much information as you have, share with us what your considerations are in respect to what you're seeking to respond to. And remember what I said at the outset, why I can't go into the details of what the arrangements are, because we are not yet satisfied if the arrangement is in Jamaica's interest to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
America is our friend as a country. America is our neighbor, so a major trading partner, right? And as countries that have enjoyed diplomatic relationships and friendship, there should be engagement with your partner on issues that will have an impact on both countries. So tell us, what is it that what egregious situation America is experiencing for which it needs Jamaica's assistance?
Right.
Those are the first stage questions to be answered. Why is it that we are going there? So really and truly, respectfully, I am not too concerned about the other consequential elements, because it's presupposing that we accept it in the first instance. And I don't pass there yet. So let us settle on why are we going there? What Jamaica set to benefit from? What ill America face that we are seeking to assist them with? When we answer those questions, we can go into the other details that will make for an arrangement in keeping with what the interests are.
Okay, all right. Sister Maria, you through with your question?
One second, Baron. So will you be taking something to Parliament tomorrow? Because I think Parliament is in session tomorrow to address this issue, because it cannot be allowed to be swept under the carpet.
Based upon the strictures that the Speaker has imposed, which I don't accept and agree with, we'll only be able to have some question tabled for next week, but certainly the following week, right? And the truth be told, and it is far more serious than I think many people appreciate. What has happened since the Speaker has assumed the Speaker's chair is that she has she has seized every opportunity to attempt to muzzle members of the opposition.
It's
She has
obvious.
taken every steps that she can conceive of to suppress the voice of the opposition in the parliament. I have been on the receiving end of that attempt, and I noted that way attempt because I have to resist that being done. But to some extent, they have done so. I have had questions that I want to have directly to the Prime Minister, and the Speaker has denied it. And for the
But it's not her house; it's the Parliament.
Yes. So you made a statement at the outset, and I think even you, perhaps respectfully, might not even seize about how serious that very statement you made about the democracy in the House.
Yeah, it is
very
obvious.
profound statement that you made.
Yeah, but Mr. Jackson, it is very obvious. It is so obvious that, you know, we have to go back to things that the Prime Minister said when he was in opposition, and say to ourselves and ask ourselves the question: what if when he was in opposition, he was being treated this way? Would he be able to become Prime Minister? Absolutely not. So you see, he has used it to get to where he wants, and now he is trying to chip away at it to deprive people of their constitutional rights.
Well, the truth, well, as you have said, it has become obviously clear that this government don't have an autocratic or authoritarian tendency. It doesn't have that tendency. It has that disposition.
Yeah.
Because it manifests these things. It doesn't attempt to have them done. They're actively pursuing it. And we see it often over and over. And it's for this reason why I welcome your observation, but I believe voices like yours and others have to make the call. We have been doing that in the Parliament in our resistance to some of those attempts that we have experienced. But we need the public and the whole to recognize that this is not about the PNP. This is not about me as an individual. This is not about Mark Golding as a leader. It's about the democracy of our country. It's about preserving the participatory democratic traditions that we have enjoyed over the decades, even before independence. That is what is at stake. And far too often, good people sit by, allow bad people to do dangerous things, and we do nothing.
True.
And it's for that reason it makes us complicit with such actions. So the call must be continuous.
True.
But my friend, as I indicated to you, I will not be able to stay very long, but I assure you that whenever you believe that I can make any contribution to your deliberations, I'll be more than willing to share with you, and you have full access in so doing.
All right. Okay.
All right.
So, all right. Because you had spoken to me as it relates to the short time that you have. So,
yes.
All right. We have to cut you, and we are saying thanks, right?
Don't cut me, Byron. Just suspend the discussion.
Okay. All
All
right.
the very best. Take care.
Thank you to make it.
Okay. Take care,
MP
Jackson.
All right, Brother Jackson. All right. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Let me just melting pot. Let us just bring in melting pot. The situation here that Mr. Jackson has to run, and so then we have to just cut him loose. But what you have to say on the subject here that is concerned?
Well, that is a great matter of grave concern. 10,000 detainee, being deported to Jamaica. 10,000 detainee have no Jamaican description. And I mean, it cannot be a secret endeavor, where the government is concerned, because these people are coming to Jamaica, so obviously you can't hide 10,000 people So it must have some open discussion between the opposition and the government and the people of Jamaica. You know, that should have been discussed and debated in Parliament. Yeah. Because we don't know who these people are. We don't know what their medical conditions are. And we don't have the space to accommodate these people in the first place. Yeah. So I want to know if it's the dungeon prison system where them have, them are going to put them into. Are they going to get a specific location to house these people? And I don't think Jamaica have such capacity to house 10,000 foreign detainees, because they never have none for the people when Hurricane Melissa to put up the people properly. So this don't look like something feasible to me, you know. And as you know, Brother Fitz just rightly pointed out, what are the interests that Jamaica is going to benefit from? Why Jamaican government going to these, you know, very, you call it now, ludicrous deal? Because you don't have the facility.
Yes.
And you cannot put up these people into dilapidated facility like what we have currently, as it relates to Spanish Town Correctional Service and the General Penitentiary, which is the two biggest, you know, correctional service in Jamaica. You can't put them there because where these people are coming from, they don't, you know, suffer in such inhumane condition on a daily basis as it relates to they being in detention in a prison, you know, environment. So a lot of issues need to be ironed out. Yeah. And it's just, you know, as we say, lack of leadership why we are at where we are. Because proper leader would have gone into discussion, you know, and it would have been made, you know, openly to everyone. We know the whole, you know, surrounding behind it. But why would Jamaica go into such an agreement? Is it an agreement that is forced upon the government? Or it's an agreement that the government going to, you know, negotiation and accept? I don't know, but we need to know.
All right.
That's where the problem lies, Sir Byron. I yield back the floor.
All right, well said. Well, let me say this in terms of, right, our critical thinking skills, right? When you look on a deal like this, right, there's no way that the government, right, or Jamaica is going to be benefiting from this. Let me just hear what the caller is saying. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Mystic, good evening, sir.
Blessings, good evening to you.
Melting pot, what's going on, Papa?
Big up, sir. Big up the day, I know. I want the space.
Yes, the man, and big up the lady and the scream I'm seeing there, and the first lady of the house. Big up yourself.
Bless up, bless up.
Blessings, my brother.
Hey, Melting pot.
Yes, sir.
And Mystic.
Yes, we are hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Mystic, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Who is our nearest neighbor to Jamaica?
Depending on which, well, Cuba would be the nearest neighbor.
Thank you very much. Who kicked out the Cubans out of Jamaica?
The United States.
And who?
And Andrew Holness administration.
Thank you very much. Now, who is putting back 10,000 people in Jamaica in the states of the Cuban?
Very good question. Andrew Holness administration and Donald Trump and Marco Rubio administration.
Now, tell me something now. The people them down in Westmoreland and the people them in St. Elizabeth, who the storm has devastated, do they fully recover yet? Did the government show them any improvement of recovery yet? No,
as a matter of fact, the government delayed them from October 28th, that the government had gotten $1.4 billion, right, to distribute amongst the people who suffered. The government deliberately punished them and suffered them. That's what the government did.
So the people have not recovered yet, but yet still this government is going to bring in people from across different continents of this world to Jamaica who we don't know their background. We don't know if them speak our language. We don't know nothing. And the little that the people them supposed to get in Jamaica, it have to go pass on to feed them. Where we can hardly feed ourselves down there already. We are going through a devastating time, not recovery yet, but yet still you're putting on, this government are going to put on more load on top of load, bruh.
Well, let me say something to you. And I am going to speak categorically clear. And this is only common sense. Common sense. The government is fully compromised, sir. Fully compromised. What United States have on Andrew Holness, right? It's very, very serious. Andrew Holness and his administration. When you put, and let me explain it. When you put $700,000 US in Citibank, and you cannot explain it, that is going to hit the Swiss system. So one, money laundering. I 100% sure that United States have as it relates to Andrew Holness. $470 million running through NCB, where Andrew Holness cannot sufficiently explain his income, assets, and liabilities to the Integrity Commission investigators. Then how Andrew Holness is going to explain $470 million to the banking authorities. This also, right, hinge on BOJ, the Bank of Jamaica, who provide oversight. They are culpable too. So it's an entire broken system of corruptors trying to save their ass. And here what happened? The United States is laughing at them. Laughing at them because now that the United States catch them in their palm, their hands in the cookie jar, they have to clean any shit. And I'm telling you, I am not holding back my words, any shit that the United States shit, they have to clean it up. So for them to be spinning PR, who want to say, okay, all right, it is the government making initiation. Think of this, listeners. Why would the government make initiation? This is only PR stunt. Don't get blind. When they say that one of the government officials make initiation, meaning that they approach the government. Number one, there's no member of parliament, you understand, who is going to make a foreign policy unilateral. It cannot happen. So Andrew Holness and the cabinet will have to know about this. So that PR spin, hold on the card, that PR spin, as it relates to, one of the officials initiated to say that, okay, there's nothing to see here. It is not United States initiated. It will be ludicrous if you observe that in your brain. It will be quite ludicrous for you to observe that in your brain. Because the real reason, right? This has no benefit, period, point blank and period, to Jamaica. No benefit. So then, and remember now, United States have this program going. So Jamaica is not unique,
So why they never go Barbados and tell me?
You understand? And remember now, as it relates to other countries who, the United States suppressed to do it. Other countries, members of parliament did not initiate it. They were suppressed to do it. So then why would it be Jamaica that initiated? Their hands caught in the cookie jar. And as we continue to say that this is a kleptocratic government, but the crippling thing, Carla, is that our sovereignty, our sovereignty is on the ground. And Andrew Holness, with his hands totally caught in the cookie jar, right, is telling Jamaica, I am compromised. The United States have me. I cannot do nothing else. I have to accept this. It is a goddamn shame and disgrace. It is a goddamn shame. But what I want to tell the labor rights, here it is, judgment to your doorstep. For those who vote for him, judgment to your doorstep. This is the man who you honor. This is the man who sold you out, sold us out for 30 pieces of silver. This man is worse, the worst thing in the entire Caribbean hemisphere. Yes, go ahead, Carla.
Now, Mr. Mystic, let me say this. Every labor rights right now that is under your voice right now, that is listening, right now feel good about what is going on with. And they don't see nothing wrong with it either, because them eye blind to everything that is happening right here. Their prime minister cannot do nothing that is wrong for them to say nothing that is wrong. Everything that the prime minister do, it is right. So what they are doing now, they're supposed to be drinking champagne, popping a spliff, and having a vulnerable time, a joyride time right now for this, what this government done, because I just can't come to my senses.
No.
To know that the people them
all right.
in West. Sir?
All right, Carla. All right, what am I going to do, because a lot of people calling in, and it doesn't seem like I can follow the program tonight, because it seems like this is a very odd topic. So let me just give other persons a call. But thank you for the input. All right, my brother.
All right, my brother.
Let me just give blessings. All right. Yes, Carla, you're a Mystic Sensation Live. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mystic, my brother.
Blessings, my brother.
Listen, and I heard the representative Shadow Minister of National Security spoke on your show, and I'm so happy that you had someone from the opposition on to give a perspective from their side.
Yes.
My question is, what would let a government give up its country's sovereign rights to another nation? What possible reason could that be?
You're compromised, my brother. You're compromised.
And let me tell you, I am also disappointed in our people, in their reaction, in their posture towards Andrew Holness government, and how the Jamaica people let Andrew Holness run roughshod over them, say anything to them, even call Jamaicans squatters in their own country. How does Jamaica people allow this to happen? Mystic, it was in 1966 that a Chinaman kicked a black man and every Chinese left Jamaica. Did you remember that?
Yes.
1966.
1966.
A Chinaman kicked a black man downtown Parottee and every Chinese left Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
Where is that Jamaica today, brother? Where is our people today? Where is that people? Where is Jamaica people? We have lost our sense of identity, our sense of pride, and we have lost ourselves as a people. We stand for nothing, so we fall for any goddamn thing Andrew Holness throw at us. When Andrew Holness can come tell you, say, them are going to send 10,000 criminals coming to Jamaica. Let me ask a question. Is any of them going to be in Cherry Hill, Cherry Gardens, or Cherry Hill, Stony Hill? Any of them any of these people going to be in any of these communities? I don't think so. They will not be there. They will not be in any of these communities. Jamaica don't have the space to hold 10,000 criminals. We can't even manage our own criminal situation right now, much less to import criminals. You know what's so egregious about this, Mystic, with everything said and done? It was a minister from the Jamaica Labour Party that went to the US government and made this request. If you are a labor right or a PNP or independent, you should be very disappointed and concerned that a minister from the Jamaica Labour Party went and made this request. What would prompt a minister to make such a request? This can only be something that is generating someone's own self-interest.
All right, hold on, Carla, my friend. All right. Don't lean into the PR, right? The PR is what you call reverse psychology. To say that, okay, there is nothing there. It is we who make the initiation. Bullshit. Don't lean into that.
And that's my point. It's bullshit.
Okay.
It is bullshit. It is bullshit. They were arms strong and tied, and the arms were tied behind their back, and they had to bow to this.
Because look here, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Carla. When America show them what they have on them, they have to dance to the tune.
Of course.
They have to dance to the tune because let me say this, and as my wife just said, they can't go to Barbados to do that. They can't go to Barbados to do that because Barbados is not corrupted. Barbados is not corrupted.
Listen, let me make one point, something clear to the people. Several countries made deal in the Caribbean to take people. Countries made deal to take asylum, people who are applying for asylum.
Yes.
To take refugees and CARICOM nationals. Those were the deals other Caribbean countries made. Jamaica, I read the document. Jamaica was the only country that took refugees. The only country that is taking deportees.
Exactly.
Jamaica was the only country to take deportees.
All right.
Every other country who made a deal, they either took asylum seekers, refugees, or CARICOM nationalists.
Hold on the caller. Miss Winnie, I see your call. I see you calling. You understand? We will call you back, right? We just allowing the caller to just finish up. So we will call you back, Miss Winnie. Don't worry yourself. All right. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Yes, those group of peoples are a totally different group of people from deportees. Totally different.
Totally different.
Deportees are mainly criminals.
It's a totally different program. Totally different program.
Totally different group. So why did Jamaica choose to take the criminals instead of taking asylum seekers? There's so many questions to ask.
Because they are compromised. Because they are, look here. Carla. Hold on, Carla. Yes. We have no choice in the matter. We absolutely have no choice in the matter. They are compromised. All right.
When you look at this, Jamaica, in the English-speaking Caribbean, Jamaica has the lowest income per citizen. We have the lowest income. Not only that, but Jamaica have the highest inflation rate in the Caribbean, in the entire Caribbean. And with all of these issues, we went and take 10,000 criminals, knowing that we still have kids not even going back to school from we just suffered one of the most devastating hurricanes in the history of the world, yet still we taking 10,000 criminals. Not only that, we have kids not back in school because they have been displaced from the hurricane. We have businesses, people still living under shelter, businesses not rebuilt, the coastline, total devastation. We have all these mounting issues.
All right, Carla, look at this.
Select to do this.
All right.
Something is fundamentally wrong with the Prime Minister.
Exactly. All right, Carla. Let me just I've taken another call, and then if you want to call back, then free to call back. All right. But let me just give another call. Yeah. All right, Sister Winnie. Call us back. Sister Winnie, the line is a bit free up because is she calling?
You have the phone there, just press that.
Let me just call her back. Sister Winnie, come in, Sister Winnie. All right, Sister Winnie.
Bless up.
And to the wife and to melting pot and to the lady, I don't know her name. So good night, ma'am. listen to me. Andrew sell out Jamaica because he's not the Jamaican. Don't forget, he don't like Jamaican, you know. Andrew take money. He take money, get paid to take these thieves in. If it's Jamaican, that he would, you know, that they're going to send back, yes. But why take other nationality into Jamaica? Jamaica have enough problems.
Doesn't make any sense.
Work. There's nowhere to live. And Andrew going and taking criminals that are not Jamaicans. And this, what his name, that Alpha Chinese man, that bad looking one always.
Horace Strong.
That he helped to make the negotiation. No, America will not deal with Chung. He's a liar because he's a criminal. Andrew the U.S. government does battle there. They do not deal with criminals. And he is in WikiLeaks. He can't deny it. Andrew is so corrupt that any country that can tell him they want and he agree. Look, right now he got the American, he got the China, and he got the Russian, and he cannot do anything. He cannot tell them anything. But you know those 10,000. I wonder if he's bringing them in for when it's time election they vote for him.
When you see, we have to get down to the detail of the MOU, which is the Memorandum of Understanding, right? As it relates to the detail of that, because Jamaica need to know, and the opposition needs to press them, and you understand the detail of the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding surrounding that.
But he's not going to show it. Don't you see that man is a nasty man?
We can't accept that.
This man is a trillionaire. Why you want more money for? He's building hotels. He's building this. He's building that. He and his thieving wife. And now they want to bring in criminals that some could be rapists, some could be murderers, that the Americans don't want in their jail. Yes, take in Jamaica. We have to, but do not take in no other national. The 80 that those people came to Jamaica and he send them back. You see, this man is no right. The 80 came to Jamaica for a better life, and he's brought them back, and now he's taking criminals. Somebody can explain that to me?
It has no rationale. It has no rationale.
As I said, I'm not well educated, but I'm not stupid. I'm very streetwise. Andrew is not a nice man. He should be. He don't have no shame. I tell you, he's a bipolar. That man is a bipolar. He's sick in his head. He's not normal. Maybe dealing so much up here, turning mad. This man is not normal. He's not. Andrew is not a normal person. And every time he tells something, he tells a lie. He cannot back up his lie because bipolar do not remember what they say. Narcissist. Don't forget he was the meeting and even the bird would not let him talk. Remember that meeting?
Yes, he's a narcissist. Andrew Owens is a narcissist.
The bird telling him you're telling lies. You're telling lies. In the bird object to Andrew Owens. Andrew Owens, you're going to sorry because you might think the Jamaicans are sitting down, they don't care. But when it comes to 10,000 of them in Jamaica, and you got the Chinese, and you got the Israeli,
yes.
Sooner or later there won't be no Jamaicans. Because you're going to look, the police are killing out the young black men to make ways for them. Listen to me, Andrew. You know something? The devil must have taken over your mother when she was conceiving you. Because that's the only way I can say that why you're so evil. The devil take over when you was in your mother's womb. Exchange the real Andrew for a devil's child. Good night, dear.
All right, Sister Winnie. All right. Now, Jamaica, let us get down into some serious dialogue here, right? Because we have to just change, right, the route of our, discussion tonight. And we have to deal with this because this is fundamentally serious. Now, Sister Maria, when I look on this, right, let me just put you on the platform. When you look on the entire situation, knowing to the fact that if you are going to say, all right, let us look as it relates to what potential benefit, the least potential benefit that this is going to have to Jamaica, it has zero potential benefit. Then it now begs the question as to why the government, right, would have taken on something like this. Now, I showed earlier, Sister Maria, that our correctional system has been deteriorating. We showed the healthcare issues, serious issues. We have a broken healthcare system. To have 10,000 people clogged on that, it is going to pressure, Sister Maria and Brother Melting Pot. It is going to pressure the entire system. You tell me, Sister Maria, you tell me that the only thing I am seeing here, which we always look on the evidence, look on the red flags, Andrew Owen's anti-corruption system in Jamaica, right? Looking at him to be corrupted. Andrew Owen's anti-corruption system flagging him. Not only that, Sister Maria, right? The International Corruption Index is saying that something wrong with this government. And so we have seen clearly, FID cannot clear him. We have seen that more investigation is packing up. More concerns are packing up. Sister Maria, what this tell me that Andrew Owen's administration hit the Swiss system of the United States. They have him, right? And so then this is the reason why now, Sister Maria, our sovereignty has been sold out. Sister Maria, Brother Melting Pot, our sovereignty, I'm telling you, has been sold out. It's over. It's done. Andrew Owen's, right, is now become a political prostitute for the United States. What say you, Sister Maria?
Well, you know, this is a major distraction from the real issues affecting Jamaicans right now that we should, quite frankly, be discussing. And
Yes.
while it is not 10,000 at one time, I think it is 10 every 2 weeks over an extended period of time, I think something like 15 years. But 10 or 10,000, this is not something that the government should be facilitating because they don't have the capacity to facilitate all of this, given all the issues that are facing this Jamaica right now. And you know, you asked the question why, and I remember it was yesterday or sometime, but Prime Minister was giving a speech somewhere at some award ceremony, and he said something about not going back to the 70s. You cannot go back to the 70s, you know? Jamaica cannot go back to the 70s, like the 70s was a bad time. I noticed he cannot speak about Edward Seaga's term in office from 1980 to 1989. And I noticed he cannot speak about Bruce's term from 2007 to 2011, 12, thereabout. But he's always talking about the best era of Jamaica's political life, which was the 1970s. And when you compare and contrast what he is doing against what the late, great Michael Mandy, may his soul rest in peace, did in the 1970s, you realize that Andrew Owen is backwards in his thinking. He doesn't have the interest of the Jamaican people at heart. What Andrew Owen has at heart is himself. It's himself. Because nothing he has done has the people's interest at heart. And given that he's in control of NARA, he can use NARA to say, yes, I have the power to do whatever I want. So you see the level of corruption that is taking place. And on top of that, he is mired in corruption. And he thinks, you know, he says they say he uses Pegasus on regular Jamaicans. It is being used against him. because that is which is being done with him is being done to him. So he's so compromised that you can lead him with a straw. The way he is compromised, right? And nothing he does has the interest of the country at heart. And it is rather unfortunate because there are people still sleeping on the tarpaulin who are affected from Beryl's hurricane to Melissa to now. So it is just a sad state of affairs, just a sad state. And I just pray for the Jamaican people.
All right. I have a caller online here before I bring in Melting Pot. Let me just have the caller speak to us. Yes, caller, go ahead. You're on Mystic Sensation Live.
Yeah, first time caller.
Yes, thank you for calling.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, I've been listening to all the activity that's going on about the deportation
Yes.
of all the non-international people.
Yes.
My question is, what are the NP for the People's National Party are going to be doing or saying in order to counteract what's going on with this deportation? I think they're supposed to be a partaker of all what's going on with the JLP party. You know, what are the all the stuff they've been implementing, and I've seen really no partaker with the PNP party.
All right. Just let me.
There's so much stuff that came up, and I don't see any intertwine what the JLP is doing, and what's the support they're giving the People's National Party with all the stuff been going on. Never mind the deportation of
non-Jamaican
nationality.
Yes. Okay. All right. Do you want me to answer? You ready for me to answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The People's National Party, as it relates to the information today, right, is just basically learning about this thing, as just like everybody else, just like how you learn about it. That is how the People's National Party learn about it. This thing, right, done in secrecy, right, where they did not in consultation with the opposition. So it's news for the opposition as it relates to what unfold today. However, Mark Golding came out, right? As a matter of fact, let me play that clip since you're saying we just have Fitz Jackson right here, who is the shadow minister for national security. He just came off the program, but let me just play what Sister Motley has been saying so you can listen. So the PNP is all over it. They all over it, right? And so then we have to just anticipate. We're going to have Parliament tomorrow, right? And as what Fitz Jackson said to us, that certain argument, right, is going to be put forward, and they will put it for the following week. So it is going to be addressed. So listen now, just proof to say that the PNP, they jump on it very quick. They did not waste any time. So listen to this.
From the People's National Party Media Unit.
These reports raise a number of important questions that the government must answer. Jamaicans deserve to know whether the government has been approached regarding such an agreement, whether discussions have taken place, and whether any commitments or understandings have been reached. The government should also indicate whether Cabinet has considered the matter, what criteria would govern the acceptance of individuals under such an arrangement, what legal status those individuals would hold while in Jamaica, and what obligations Jamaica would assume under the proposed agreement. This is not simply a matter of foreign policy. It is a matter that touches on national sovereignty, immigration policy, public resources, and public confidence. The government must therefore be transparent about any discussions that may be taking place and about the implications such an arrangement could have for Jamaica. Given the significance of this matter, I believe the government should move swiftly to clarify the facts and outline its position. Questions of this magnitude cannot be left to speculation. The Jamaican people are entitled to a clear and timely explanation.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook.
That is some of the evidence that we have that the People's National Party, right, jumped on the matter, right, very, very, very effective, right. You have to turn off the device in the background because we're getting a feedback in the studio here.
Turn it down.
Okay, so you have seen where Motley is addressing the situation, and not only Motley addressing the situation, the opposition leader, right, came out in full blast. As I said to you, that everyone, right, being surprised, you being surprised, right, Melting Pot being surprised, Daisy being surprised, every one of us in Jamaica, right, surprised, just like all the opposition surprised, because this was not in seeking of consultation with the opposition, or neither having consultation with any of the Jamaican people. This done with impunity as it relates to Andrew Holness' administration. So are you satisfied in terms of what I just showed you?
I mean, I'm satisfied, but
okay.
You know, it's just blown my mind. Like every time, I mean, I'm on YouTube all the time. I watch a lot of vloggers, and that's where I get all the news.
Yes.
You know, mainstream media doesn't do anything abroad or
exactly.
Jamaica. There's no mainstream. It's just the vloggers, and I really do appreciate, I mean, all you guys, but it just blew my mind that one person in Jamaica, I mean, messing up.
But let me tell you something, sister.
It's just,
let me tell you something, sister. Let me tell the world what is going on. Let me tell the world what is going on, and I want you to understand this. Andrew Holness and his administration, right? They feel emboldened. One of the reasons why. The United States, as it relates to Donald Trump administration, is extremely corrupt, and even more corrupt than Andrew Holness. Right? You have Donald Trump with the whole esteem situation, Seaga. Right? Remember that the president has been impeached a couple of times. You understand? He's currently being investigated. And he was found guilty, right? 34 counts. And found guilty for 34 counts. So you're talking about a king corrupter. Now, this king corrupter, right, don't have any shame in it. This king corrupter is also a bully. This king corrupter doesn't hide that he's a bigot or he's a racist, right? He is who he is. Now, so when he catch someone who he can use and abuse, which is Andrew Holness, because of the level of criminality and because he compromised. Now, this is what you to know and what Jamaica needs to know. The opposition or Jamaican people cannot go up against the United States where Donald Trump administration is concerned. So please understand. So what is happening is that we have to depend on due process as it relates to what is on the horizon. Let me tell you what is on the horizon. What is on the horizon for Donald Trump is November midterm election. Now, inside of America, he is losing that sort of support. He has already lost the MAGA base. Now, let me say this, my sister. The world has to wait because you have seen that Donald Trump act with impunity, break international laws. Him feel like him can go in Venezuela and take out who him fi take out. Him feel like him can go Iran, you understand, and do what him fi do. And him feel like him can threaten Cuba and tell Cuba, say, watch out, you next. And guess what? So this is not unique to Jamaica. No Caribbean country has the power and the might to fight Donald Trump administration as it relates to Donald Trump army and the Monroe Doctrine that Donald Trump have. So when people asking what is going on, why we can't do anything, right? It is very plain and simple that the corruption don't only wriggle in Jamaica. It wriggle in the heart of Donald Trump administration and what if you live in America, you are aware of what he's doing. You are aware that there is no Caribbean country, not one Caribbean country, neither Trinidad or any Caribbean country can stand up to the might of Donald Trump. And we must face that. So what we have to do? We have to be sophisticated. We have to political with our tactics and understand that, okay, all right, there's a window. From once he's out of power, guess what? A new administration, you understand, will likely to take in as it relates to the Democrat. Now, guess what? All of what Andrew Wallace had done. Come now, let us talk. Now you have to turn me off. you're listening to the device. You have to turn it off because I'm getting a feedback. Now, let us speak now geopolitics. What is going to happen when Donald Trump lose and possibly impeach and possibly sent to prison? We are going to have the Democrats in. Andrew Wallace, right, as it relates to the Labour Party, right, don't see eye and eye with the Democrats. Remember the corruption that exists. The Democrats will be now looking at that. Under a different administration, Andrew Wallace and his corrupted administration is going to be dealt with. That's why I don't worry. That's why I feel 120. That's why, look here.
Well, you know, Mystic, I'm
yes.
worried. You know, I've been in this country for over 35 years, and I would love to go back to Jamaica to live.
Yes. So
I am worried, and I'm always concerned. I also do a family.
Yes.
But I don't want to go back there and have to watch my back everything I do. I don't want to have to.
But let me say this to you.
When I want to go.
Let me say this to you, sister. You have the right. You have the right to have.
I just think the PMP and the GLP. GLP have 35 seats, and PMP have 28.
Okay.
Don't you think
yes.
there is some form of responsibility that the PMP also have to hold the GLP accountable as well?
Okay, all right. Let me answer that question for you. Because, and that is one of the reasons why you have to follow the politics, my sister. Do you know that there are several times that Andrew Wallace breached and Mark Golding take him to the court and won him? Do you know, as it relates to the constitutional reform, that Mark Golding, the PNP, had stopped something significant that was about to happen in terms of giving Andrew Wallace to make him a dictator? Do you know that Mark Golding stopped that? There are so many things that the People's National Party have been doing. There are so many things that the People's National Party save us from as it relates to this administration. So it is a situation that you may not be aware of them. So that's why I am telling you. And I will provide you the evidence. Mark Golding had won more than 5 cases in the court against Andrew Holness. And I would like people to be speaking on those issues. We have the People's National Party are taking over the PAC and the PAAC and holding them accountable and exposing them. Remember now, my sister, as it relates to how laws pass, I want to speak to you for you to understand so you get the clarity. Remember that, Mark, the PNP doesn't have nothing to stop a simple majority vote. The PNP have nothing to stop a simple majority vote because they are simple majority. So any laws that hinge as it relates to a simple majority, the GLP is going to ring fence them. Now, this is where the PNP comes in. Andrew Holness cannot pass no constitutional laws. If you notice, no constitutional laws that Andrew Holness cannot pass. Why? Because Andrew Holness doesn't have a 2/3 majority. PNP is going to stop him there. So it's okay when you can, reason and argue the point and you are curious and you want these answers, we explain them to you so that you can understand and say, okay, this is how it works. This is how it works, not only in Jamaica. This is how it works universally. This is how it works. This is how the system of laws structure and the procedural laws. All right, my sister. So now I'm going to take someone else call now. You hear? So big up yourself. All right. Bye-bye. You're welcome. Okay. The caller, call me back, caller. Because, yes, caller, call me back. Hold on, let me get into WhatsApp here. The caller was just calling me. Yes, caller, go ahead.
Good night, Mystic.
Hello, my dear.
Good night, Mama Mystic.
Good night. Bless up.
Daisy Magazine and Melting Pot.
Blessings.
Let me tell you something, I say it again, and every opportunity I'll say it again. Andrew Owen is done.
Exactly.
Andrew Owen is behaving like a madman, a man without senses. The man is not behaving with any consciousness of leadership. And tell me, Daisy Magazine, tell me if I'm wrong.
Daisy?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Okay, Daisy, I agree with you.
Melting pot. You burn him up so much, you boil him up so much, me not think nothing left on his skin, a carcass left there.
All right, let me put up okay. All right, let me put up Melting Pot because I'm Melting Pot for Blazer Fire next. So let me put him up.
Yes, Mystic,
yes.
Come on. You have exposed him over and over and over and over.
Over and over.
The man has no sense of decency left in him. For example, I was watching the diaspora conference and he was giving a joke and people was laughing when he said about Mark Golden and opposition and all that. And I said to myself, this man is distasteful.
Yes.
You look the world watching this diaspora conference and you have an opposition with 28 opposition members in there. That should tell you, say, use no leader because you lose 14 seats and where you take, and everybody know, the whole world know. He's just like a big white elephant in the room.
Thank you, my sister.
10,000 deportee criminals are Mystic.
Him can't, look here, my sister, him can't do better. Him have to take them. Look here. If him not take them, Donald Trump hang him up on the light post. And I'm saying,
make him hang him up and try him. We don't want him. We don't want him. We don't. The Jamaican people refuse him, you know. Let me ask you something. If 60% plus Jamaican voters did not vote for Andrew Onis administration, what does that tell you? Even though they didn't vote for Mark Golding party, over 100,000 more voters. He collects 14 more seats. That tells you that the people are for the PNP party.
Them done with him.
60+% that is the vote. Them on board now. Watch and see.
Okay.
Andrew Onis done.
Done.
With that top set with that widow. Andrew Onis, I dish me vote for you, pa. Have a good evening, guys.
All right. All right. All right. Let me just make Melting Pot talk, because Melting Pot cool on I don't like when it cool on so long, you know. Melting Pot, go along with it.
Well, you know, the Jamaican voice now have been heard in no uncertain manner, just using the narrative. Andrew, at this we vote for. A lot of people been saying that, you know, very frequently, because it reach a boiling point now where the people can't take no more of the corruption, you know. Yeah? And the people can't take no more of a mafia government. A government who is like every game them play is a hide and seek affair. Now this, you know, mass deportation of foreign prisoner into Jamaica is a cause for concern. Yeah? And, you know, I hear Daisy use the term capacity, but I will use the term facility. Jamaica doesn't have the facility. Jamaica prison need to be rebuilt first and foremost. And, you know, have a lot of more amenities for the prisoners in terms of how you rehabilitate people. Now where these deported prisoners are coming from, you know, that institution is more in keeping with, you know, humanity. Because in a Jamaica prison, it don't cater for human being, you know. No, because we see how the prisoner them live on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. We see how them sanitary facility look like. I know that no they in a foreign where these prisoners coming from. So under what circumstance could this agreement or this deal be constructed? It must be under the what you call now the compromisation terms, where you just can't refuse. This government, we all know, has been compromised for a mighty long time. The leadership within the party is a renowned 5-star criminal. So, United States, I use them. Yeah? I could never believe that Jamaica prison system now becomes Riverton City, where you just dump 10,000 prisoners from outside of Jamaica of no Jamaican description. Yet, I have never seen any Jamaican being deported elsewhere, you know. Whenever I deport them back into Jamaica. So it would have been that if United States want to clear out them prison, then these people must go back to their country of origin. It can't be that you send them to Jamaica. When did we build, you know, facility to rehouse prisoners from different jurisdictions? We not building a prison, we not upgrade nothing. Our system dilapidated and want rebuild. Yeah, because the prison we have, it can't even refurbish, you know, them outdated. Long time. So, when we say a go on and now it's cause for concern. But we have been telling the people, yeah, that right now we don't have know much of sovereignty we retain. Based on what we see happening between Jamaica and United States, and how United States seem to have the accessibility to do whatever they want to do in Jamaica. We see ship coming out of the water. We see helicopter use the airspace. We see all type of thing on the top more than one occasion. You understand? So it's a matter of grave concern. Yeah, and every true patriotic Jamaican have to participate in this discussion now. Not just the opposition, but all Jamaican of real patriotic must participate in this. God, this don't look good enough. No. And I mean, we have more, islands in the Caribbean, that have better facility, but they are not into this type of, discussion. Because none of the other country them in the Caribbean, none of the other island them in the Caribbean rather, would have gone down the road where this administration in Jamaica seek to pursue. Yeah? Because those leaders within the CARICOM, they are clean. The only dirty one going around, when you have two dirty ones, you have Andrew and the one down at Trinidad. Yeah? And with them alone, have the virus at Donald Trump, I carry around with them, And we know why Andrew fall under that category. Because Andrew a criminal from day one. Andrew money a touch the SWIFT system through Citibank. You understand? And several occasions, USC where they have millions of dollars in NCB. They know everything. They know the participation within the government as it relates to, cocaine trade coming into Jamaica and illegal gun trafficking and all these things. They know everything about the government and the country. Yeah? And so, Andrew, in a deep, deep water, where right now our US have to help him to paddle him way through. So if me save you from drowning, you go want to do back something for me, Let me put it in a more layman terms so the people can understand. Yeah? Me save you from drown, because you drown, and me, Donald Trump, save you. Then you and you will say, nah, if you do it with Donald Trump, man, you owe your life to Donald Trump, So Andrew freedom, right now, him have, him owe that obligation to Donald Trump. Donald Trump will keep him out of prison. And as Mystic just said, when Donald Trump lose the midterm, when the Democrat take the space, I tell the people them that long time, a hell and powder house for Andrew, people. Hell and powder house for him. A borrowed time him there fan. The lady just say him done, we know that. Yeah? A life-saving machine him there fan. My breathe through Donald Trump. Life-saving ventilation machine. So it's just a matter of time, because Donald Trump now blank ago, And that is why it's now a puzzle Andrew. That's why, bipolarism a take over. That's why you see him look, like him a deteriorating him health, personal health. He don't look like a man way younger than me. Him look older than me. Him look older than my brother, Byron. You understand? And a man we should have looked fresh with the amount of billion we have and asset and all them things around him. But him get them through falsified means. Yeah, and him no time winding down on him. Because remember, Donald Trump is a man where you can't tame him. Look what him do with Elon Musk. Look what him say about Benjamin Netanyahu now. Donald Trump is an unpredictable individual. You dare not trust him. So Andrew, see if out of the woods, And me say upon Donald Trump ventilation.
Hold on a minute, Let me ask you a question, Melting Pot. Let me ask you a question. Let me reason, my brother and Sister Maria. You believe, say, right, and the Jamaica Labour Party initiate this deal by saying, okay, we are going to approach America and tell them, say, okay, all right, bring on the people, come here. Do you believe that? No.
No.
Because look,
I don't believe that.
You are the facts, Melting Pot.
Well,
they know that the system, you understand, is bleeding. The corruption system, the correctional system is bleeding, dilapidated, right? They know that the healthcare system dilapidated. They know all the problems, you understand, the failure of the economy, everything that goes south, right? I mean, with rational reasoning, why would they do that? It simply means, guess what? They were definitely forced into this. So they don't want to make the people know that, of course, they were bullied, they were forced to do this, and they can't do anything else because people are going to ask, then why you give in? And they would have to explain now to the people that we give in. Because, you know, I put 700,000 US in a city bank and I can't explain it. And, you know, since I statutory declaration for 4 and 5 years, I can't explain it. Are they going to say that? So people cover up, them a cover up. That's why we know, say, when this Donald Trump administration out, what Andrew Holness is going to do. Go ahead, Melting Pot. What is he going to do?
Well, this is why there is no clarity coming from the Jamaica Labour Party in regards to this amount of people coming into Jamaica to be rehoused in prison. Yeah? Because they don't have nothing to do with it. It was a take it or leave it situation. Yeah? And him can't leave it. Because if you leave it, all of I go tumble down upon him where Donald Trump is concerned with him and him party affiliated member them. Member not just him deal with US, you know. Member say hardly sir, man a yard. And Pumvards got Mexico for briefcase of US. I remember them the whole lamp on the money up there, you know. A bargaining deal and compromisation why them get the money they come at Jamaica with. Remember them did seize the money when him go to Mexico for when him sell the rooms and beach and undervalue it and fly out him a manor yard, Pumvards me attack. Go to Mexico for the money. Yeah. The 140,000 US. So the situation presents itself right in front of our eyes. And we know we are going a long time.
All right.
So you notice.
All right, hold on. I want to show a clip to Jamaica to confirm what I'm saying. Right? That Andrew Holness, right, know very well, so we have a dilapidated system. So there is no way, you understand, they would opt, you understand, in terms of making the system more porous. Look on a video clip of people. Look on a video clip here. Sister Maria, I know say you have to run early. We're spending another 10 minutes. Or you want to say something before you go? Are you okay? Sister Maria.
Yes, you know. No, look like there's a mic turn on.
No, I'm hearing you. No. Go and play the thing there because you know I know you have a lot more to play. So go and
Exactly.
play the
all right. So
yeah,
let me show Jamaica this as it relates to how terrible the system is. So for any rationality that the Jamaican government, right, initiate this movement, you understand? No, that is a PR stunt they are spinning. That is a PR stunt. Oh no, look on this clip of Jamaica. Look at this clip, Jamaica. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, we don't put it up yet?
That's it.
Okay. Look at this, Jamaica. Look at this.
Hold on. I'm gonna play a video right here.
Look at this evidence.
That cannot be taken away from them. The basic rights includes rights to food and water, rights to have an attorney to defend himself, protection from torture, violence, and racial harassment. The Mandela rules protecting the rights of prisoners. The rules are based on obligations to treat all prisoners with respect for their inherent dignity and value as human beings and prohibit torture. There is a food shortage in the correctional system in Jamaica. The head office, the people who respond to govern the correctional department, they have not been sending enough food in the prison for the past 6 or more months. The warders are afraid to talk because they cannot talk certain things. The warders are the ones who get the blame. Food has been short, season has been coming in short. There is not sufficient food here. Only thing they're selling here is kidney, rice, turkey neck, chicken neck, or chicken foot, or chicken back. Less food are coming in the prison. If you need a bucket at the store or a broom to use on the section, you can't get one. Nothing aren't coming here. I think the world should know this. The Jamaica penal system are violating the rights of prisoners, fundamental rights, human rights, and institutional rights. This place turning this kind of treatment turn prisoners into monsters. They are building monsters and sending them back in society. Since March 2020, our visit has been postponed. Since May 2021, they said our parents or our loved ones can bring care package for us, but we can't see them. When our loved ones brings sufficient things for us, they turn it back. They said you only can get 3 underpants or 2 shots, but still 3 underpants until we can serve you for a month, because sometimes some of the underpants are weak. And over for the past almost 2 years, we haven't get an ordinary visit. Our visit has been postponed for the past 2 years. If you go to the store to get a toothbrush, they say they have any sometime. Sometimes it takes 3 months before you get a toothbrush, or 4 months. 1 pack of soap powder for the month, 1 bar soap, and a tissue. In this time, when you have a pandemic out there, right? Not even shoes or uniform for the warders.
Stop this.
Right? So it's not only this is not only inmates suffering, the warders suffering.
So let me ask the question. Let us ask the question when we see that. When we see the atrocities, the inhumane conditions, where you can see that man's skin where acid burned the flesh. And this is the question that we are asking. Andrew Holness administration, in spite of what I just showed you, how dilapidated the prisons are, the condition, the healthcare condition, the sort of system that is there, that is existed. And you are going to tell me that you are going to process 10,000 non-Jamaicans, some of them with serious felonies, where in the society that you are going to place them? Where in the society? Now I want to know, right? Because we know that Andrew Holness, no shame. If we really want to come to Parliament tomorrow, we want to know, you know. Because I know that every member in Parliament tomorrow will be looking across at the Jamaica Labour Party members. Disgraceful, despicable that they would have done something like this under this guise. Done something like this hiding it away from the opposition and hiding it away from the Jamaican people. You know, see the level of criminality with this government as a result of them being compromised. Being compromised. Jamaica, wake up when we are telling you, look, Mystic Sensation exposed the Pegasus, you know, and them can't deny that, you know. How many things that we have exposed. And we are telling you, this have nothing to do with this administration running out of cash and want cash. Has nothing to do with that. Jamaica, listen to me. It has everything to do with the level of corruption that this government is corrupting. Ask yourself the question. Let us ask the true question. You think it is only United States flag them? Now let me show you evidence. Hold on there. Hold on a minute. Let me talk to them. Let me show you real evidence. Let me bring reasoning now to you. Now, do you believe that it is the Integrity Commission first investigate Andrew Holness administration? No. It's not the Integrity Commission who first started investigation into this corrupted government. It is the Contractor General that first started it in 2006 to 2009. Andrew Holness wasn't the Prime Minister. Andrew Holness has been corrupted before he became a Prime Minister. He did not stop and still has not stopped. Because let me tell you something. All what Andrew Holness is trying to do, and people don't get it. All right. Let me give you a clue, people. Let me give you a clue. When Andrew Holness, they use him PR, and Tufton run out and said them spend billions on the healthcare. And the Auditor General said, okay, slow down. Because the billions where you claim you spend, more than $800 billion unaccounted for. If you notice, people, Christopher Tufton stop from talk about billions spent. Do you remember when him run out? My administration had spent billions. Stop it. Because he know they're under investigation. Stop it. Because they know the level of theft, pilfering that they have done. So, where am I going with this? Where am I going with this? The Auditor General told us $3 trillion unaccounted for. Jamaica, listen to me. That has more impact than Hurricane Beryl. That has more impact than Hurricane Melissa. Listen to me, you know. Listen to me, you know. One thing, you know. I am not going to mislead you, you know, people. All of the money what Andrew Holness get right now, he might try to hold that, he might try to use Nara. You understand? And I try to see if he can patch back some of the level of criminality. It not going to happen because a new audit. So he can't fix it. And let's see them are grown and come around, and you understand the reason for him to delay the benefits that the people who suffer to get and the $1.4 billion when hold on pan. If the Auditor General never call him out, he was going to swing off that. Now let me show you evidence. Remember when the Integrity Commission investigators flag him, right? Flag him for the charity money. Flag him for the charity money. Now I'm going to show you something, you know. Now, if the Integrity Commission investigators did not flag him, where they expose him that he used the money to buy a bond, charity money to buy a bond. if they never find out, him would say, well, he was going to put it back. So I am telling you, and when we are telling people, you know, look, hey, Jamaica, just open the cranium and see it, no, man. See what I say to you, no, I beg you, no. Now, look here. Him get Geico lizard. And him say, boy, too much pressure upon me over feed. Me have to put somebody over there who can help me out. Geico lizard run up his mouth and attack and defend him before him select Geico lizard as director. Remember, say Geico lizard that defend him before, you know, he got selected. You know. After Geico lizard got selected and Geico lizard becomes now the director. And we are now Geico lizard have privy now to view the evidence against Andrew Honest. Only no say Geico can't help him. Geico they said to him, said, no sir. Me never know say them are sitting here. Me jump out and me talk too much. Me shouldn't talk yet. And when someone sitting there upon you, see TAJ, Tax Administration of Jamaica, can't sparks as it relates to their investigation. Because what them have for Andrew Honest is concrete. Now let me give you no wisdom. Let me give you no wisdom. Andrew Honest, you don't think you don't want something to say that, okay, all right, I like them tell upon me. So if Geico lizard over there from when and can't find nothing to vindicate him, what I tell you, no, say Jamaica. What is that saying to you? What is that saying to you? If the TAJ cannot come out and said, no, we have to vindicate the Prime Minister because there's nothing to see here. They can't come out and speak. What that say to you, Jamaica? Now, what this say to you when you see Andrew Honest administration taking secret deal to carry 10,000 prisoners from out of United States. So when the United States exhausts through him cesspool, he has to collect the excretion because they have him stockpile and buried. They have him. So guess what? For it not to make him look bad, he might come out to say, watch out. Oh, you know, it is we who initiated. And, you know, the United States never put it to us. Is we who initiated. To say what? United States have the program that run on other Caribbean countries who they are suppressing. Right? And tell me now, your healthcare system dilapidated. You don't have no place in the prison for hold them, to contain them. Me and people are talking about upper camp. Let me ask you a question. You build building up there to put them. And the building build up upper camp to put them. That's why we don't listen to certain things, you know. So then you tell me now. You tell me now that you just accept them, so where are you going to put them? So this is going to be held in Parliament, you know, in terms of when the People's National Party are drilled down upon this, you know. Because we want to see the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding, where this is concerned. And we want to see the fine print. We want to know the health status of these people. How much of them have AIDS? Let me go in and say to you. How much of them have AIDS? How much of them have this? How much of them have that? Who charge for felony? This and that. Where are they going to go? They are going to pressure our healthcare system. What Christopher Tufton has to say about this? Where are they going to go? So then you tell me now, if you have all of them conditions in the United States, I tell you, say, shut up your mouth. You still have to take them. Remember, you know, if you don't take them, you will see something. You still have to take them. Me don't want you to tell me, say, your place dilapidated. Me don't want you to tell me nothing like that. Where blah, blah, blah. You don't believe, say, Andrew Holness, no. So when United States tell him, say, get rid of the Cuban doctors and the nurses. You don't believe, you don't know, say, Andrew Holness knows, say, it is going to damage the healthcare system. You don't think you know that? So if you beg and plead and say, you know, boss, you know, the Cuban might try to help you out, you know. Donald Trump said, move them. You have to go. You have to go. Can't do nothing. By me and Matley. Me and Matley who's smaller. Country who's smaller than Jamaica. I look at this now. Me and Matley, who's a lady, carry more seed, more balls than Andrew Holness. You agree with me, Maria? Maria, now hear me now. Melting pot. Do you agree with
100%.
Do you agree with me that me and Matley carry more balls than Andrew Holness?
Yeah, man, 100%, and everybody know that, you know. The vice of the Caribbean.
So let me ask you a question. Now show Jamaica say a strictly corruption United States of Andrew Holness under. But me and Matley speak out loud. When me and Matley speak out, me and Matley speak on public platform, you know, and say to United States, said, for this moment I don't have any Cubans. But if I did have any Cubans, then I would have to give up my visa because I would have kept them. And me and Matley say that, you know, you tell me now. Me and Matley have anything to fight United States? No. What me and Matley has to fight United States is a clean slate, a clean bill, a clean record where she's not corrupted, so she cannot be used as a political spawn like how Andrew Holness is a political prostitute. Can't be used. When they came down on Michael Manley, and they come in like ark to crush Michael Manley, what Michael Manley said to them? I prefer to walk on my 2 feet more than crawl on my knees. So tell me, Jamaica, did they come for Michael Manley and prison him? Michael Manley has a clean slate. Clean slate. Not corrupted. And so then you are seeing the pillars around Andrew Holness falling apart because his own anti-corruption system that tell him, say, you are corrupted and we are not going to certify you. So Jamaica, you sit. Let me ask you now. You sit and hear what some of you are asking. What the opposition is doing. Think of the questioning. What the opposition is doing. Let me ask you a question. What the citizen of Jamaica is doing. What's the citizen of Jamaica is doing? Jamaica, it is plain and simple. It is plain and simple. You know, I'm going to say something here. I'm going to say something. right? And I hold it for such a long time, you know, because I said to myself that sometimes when you tell people the truth, them vex. I'm going to say something. Sometimes when you tell people the plain truth, people vex with you. Some people say you go on like you're more intelligent than others. You go on like you're more educated. And I say to them, because I know the talking out there, you know. So I'm going to share something with you tonight. When I said, okay, all right, let the people sign up a petition. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Let the people sign up a petition. And you build up the people hopes and thoughts and all of what you can build up the people with. Knowing very well, if you do your research, then let me ask, if you have pushed certain things and you can't take a simple correction, you can't take a simple correction, then if you get through to become the prime minister and someone try to correct you, that is how you're going to behave? Being vindictive because you were told the truth. You have Google search engine. You have Google search engine. Anyone with a phone should be able to Google, can a petition remove a prime minister or a president? No, it can't. It cannot. So when Mystic Sensation said no, it can't. It cannot. What you want me to do? Tell you a lie? For make you what? Feel good? And then you just say, all right, the boy the bad mind, you know. The boy that they bring down certain progress, you know. Me not like the boy there, you know. Then I'm saying it is not about not liking me. It's about you go and Google and search. And you will realize that don't waste the people time. It is simple. I said, let us do this. This is what can carry him down. Listen, Jamaica. Let me tell you what can carry him down. It is simple. The Prime Minister statutory declaration cannot be certified. This is the energy that needs to be built. And let me explain it to you. This can bring him down. And let me explain to you how it can bring him down. If Jamaica galvanize around it, even when the international media hear it, that this Prime Minister is going 4 or 5 years without his statutory declaration, international media, they are going to ask themselves, but we could not allow this in our country. The Europe, media from Europe, no, we would not allow this in our country. No, we're in London. No, we're in British. No, we're in the UK, would have allowed that. A prime minister cannot be certified. He wouldn't even pass a year. They are going to say that what the Jamaican people have and protesting about, they have their legitimate right. We couldn't have a government here doing that to us. When that spread across America and the international media, and it swells in Jamaica, America is going to say, even although Donald Trump is there, but you have the Democrats there, you have independent people there. They are going to say, what the Jamaicans are speaking about, they have their fundamental right. They are going to look within themselves. Would we have that with our president? Going 4 or 5 years, statutory declaration cannot be certified. The trumpet must bill and blow. But you know, no. Mystic Sensation a P-hole. A fight him a fight. I want to eat that boy that. Go on like he know things too much. You understand? An idiot that. a pee hole. So then, okay, go and go use it and get him out then. But use it and get him out. Because me a pee hole. And you have other people who know the beat up over what? Man, listen. Let me tell you something. Exercise your intelligence over ignorance. That's all I'm saying. Exercise your intelligence over ignorance. Melting pot, Sister Daisy. All right, let me bring you into the floor. What say you? Because I know you still want to run. Go ahead.
Yeah, the thing is, the distraction that they wanted to achieve has happened. Because this is the conversation that most persons are having right now. And while we're having this conversation, the real issues about corruption, NARA, we're in the middle of this hurricane season, what infrastructural changes have been made, how are the people being affected by it, the person still sleeping on the tarpaulin. We're not talking about the fact that Audrey Marks is now the owner of Paymaster again. Does that mean that money now will be funneled from NARA through Paymaster? When you look at, you're talking about Parottee, what is happening in Parottee, they wanted, Edmund Bartlett said they're going to take the land away from the people to build hotels. Now, if it is not good enough for the people to live there, which is a fishing community, if it's not good enough for them, why is it good for tourists? So the tourists have more say than Jamaicans. And here we are talking about this issue, which really should be a non-issue because it should not have happened in the first place. And it was happening, it was cloaked in secrecy, and it's because it was leaked. And I'm sure you know what the government is going to spend time doing. Trying to find the leaker who leaked it. And then they're going to have their mouthpieces in the media come out to put their spin on this. And you cannot, you cannot defend the indefensible. So you're going to have the mouthpieces come out and talk about this. And the real issue is not even the external forces. The real problem that Jamaica has is Andrew Willis and his administration. Because for too long, they have been disrespecting the people, trampling on their constitutional rights, and behaving like, they got themselves into office by themselves. And I have to blame the persons who sold their votes for $5,000 and a 2 peeps KFC, those who stayed home and said politics are not to do with them life, So, and the thing is, we have to understand that the PNP lost by just 1,000 votes. Mark Golden didn't lose a seat. Andrew lost 14. So there's the people were really fed up of him, but not enough persons went out there and registered their discontent with this corrupt administration. That 5% of the country's GDP is lost to corruption. This man is still uncertified. And he's talking about Jamaica is going to be the Singapore and the Dubai. First of all, when they're talking about the Singapore model, it is about accountability, transparency, and good governance. He would not last a second in him, neither him or his administration, and his wife would not be speaker in Singapore. When you talk about the people of Parottee, you talk about the 70s and how, we can't go back to the 70s. Thank God for the 70s. That was a foundation, and had they built on that foundation, Jamaica wouldn't be wishing that it would be Singapore. It would be the Singapore of the Caribbean, because that is the model that they took, right? And when you think about the 70s, Michael Malley gave land to the landless through the land lease program. Andrew Willis is taking back land from the people and making them landless. These are the real issues, Brother Byron, and the distraction has taken over, and we have shifted the conversation, and rightly so. But to whose benefit? And every day it is something new. Every day it is something new. And you notice when there's a distraction, Byron and Melting Pot, something major is going to happen.
Yes.
Something more major is going to drop. Every time there's a distraction, there's something major that we're going to say, what? And every day, every week, there's something new. Look what happened in the PAC meeting this today, where the CEO of UHWI, who was subpoenaed to attend the meeting, did not show up. You know, sorry, did not show up. So, you know, so many issues to talk about. And here we are talking about something that will impact the lives of Jamaican people. And once again, the government doesn't care what anybody says. No one cares what anybody says, because he's a law unto himself. But what Andrew Holness needs to know, that the democracy that he used to get where he is, he will not be allowed to destroy it. And it will be used to hold him accountable. Because every day the bucket is going to the bottom of a well, one day that bottom is going to drop out.
All right. Let us have Melting Pot juggle down. Brother Melting Pot.
I mean, it is so significant, yeah, that just when the guy I will get another dose of uncertification, because I can't certify. Yeah, them come with this. So, as Daisy said, a distraction. Because you notice it come right on the back of in non-certification, you know. Yeah, once again. You understand? And him know that would have been a real topic of discussion. One more year with an uncertified. So them just let out this now. Yeah, as a distraction, because this is where we are focused on now. 10,000 foreign prisoners being deported into Jamaica prison, where we not have, we not exist. Yeah. Me have ask Andrew a question. Andrew, you need 10,000 bunk, you know. Not talk about no bed, you know, because prisoner no get bed. You need a further 10,000 bunk. Where are you going to put the bunk them? Because you have to put them under a shelter, you know. I remember you can't have the drunker them a fly around the prison like what we see over Spanish Town. When them foreigner come, them not used to drunker. Them used to eagle and ostrich and them big bird there. Not drunker. Because for them prison, not contaminated with foul smell. Yeah? And pile of rubbish. So, there is no reason for this guy or anyone of him administrator them go and seek a deal like this, because this is not a lucrative deal. And we're not hearing how much the United States government imparting to the Jamaican government, yeah, funds to keep these 10,000 prisoners in Jamaica. So there is nothing for discussion at the moment, as Mr. Fitz Jackson said, because them not get the starting it yet, so there is no further discussion. You understand? It's not up for discussion as yet, you know. Because no one know the fundamental truth behind this. Yeah? So we are keep a note on the guy here. Andrew, let me tell you this. We still are wholly accountable for your uncertified period again. So we now play 9-year wonder with nothing. We can't keep all the subject matter right on the table in front of it. Because that's what we do best. Okay? Yeah. We like to do investigative journalism work. Yeah. And we like to be, you know, the voice of the people in Jamaica. Where we bring them up to date with the score. Yeah. So everything where you feel like, yeah, rigmarole and I try to dispense of certain, you know, conversation. No, we'll keep it in the opening as usual. We not let it go. We can project even 10,000 subject matter. So You're a little hanky-panky game. We wanna play, it not go work. You're well exposed now to the entire world. Yeah? And we know you're a guy when I no shame or no guilt. Yeah, because you're a pugnacious individual, you know. Yeah? You feel so much within yourself because you're emboldened to corruption because you done it from way back in the 90s. Yeah? And so now it becomes normalized. Can you imagine a man participate in a fraud and corruption from 1997 till now? And the longest criminal this that large anyway in the world, you know? From 1997 till now, and nearly 30 years, or gone 30 years. So about that. Yeah? In your 30 years, you know. What a corruption, 3 decades. So we are said to you as an individual, yeah, that your time is just around the corner. So it better you just easy and humble now. Because no matter how you try to shoot the water you up the hill, you know, it must drop back in your face. Yeah. Because the water, you know, is a contaminated water. It's like a nuclear reactor water. You know, you can't touch it for centuries. You understand? So everything that we have in front of we right now, it we are use and convict you. Your lies, your criminality, your mafiaism, your Ponzi scheme them. Not decent people, not mix up in them the bang around then, Andrew. The real issue where you look on it, you know, is that if we give a job as a chief civil servant, you don't need nothing more in your life, you know. A few people get that privilege. And if you are one of the chosen selected one, then you must, by all means, ensure that you carry out the mandate and the role and responsibility of the chief civil servant. And I know the chief civil servant mandate is not to do criminality and corruption and mafiaism and mix up in a bangarang like Ponzi scheme where you rob all your own investors them locally and from in the diaspora. Yeah? Where your name called upon all type of corruption. Yeah? Where you look like a piece of wimp out there. People who have your status in terms of prime minister supposed to upstanding and vibrant and, you know, well beloved by the people who you represent. You know have all type of element. Yeah. But you didn't tell the people about it, you know, but you tell them in a reverse psychology. You see all of your element that you have and the pies who you talk about, you know. Where you see them trick you and then them throw pies upon you. I eat you again the people them right now. Yeah. State killing. High level taxation. All them they are pies, you know. Them they are kind of kill the people them. State killing and kill out the people them and high burden of taxation and kill the people. Them they are the poison. The facility where you move from the ordinary Jamaican people that encompasses them way of life for so many decades, and you take it away from them now. Them they are poison. Which part under the earth, under the face of the sun, you are going to find 10,000 bunk bed to give them prisoner where I come? Tell me now. Tell the whole entire Jamaica. Yeah? So, we know you're a mafia guy. Yeah? And the mafiaism where you carry out and your criminality, landing in the position where you're there now. In the precarious position where you find yourself with United States and Donald Trump. If I never criminality, you could have, you know, profile better than all your profile. But criminality now, you have your profile this way. Because you have to be the yes guy to Donald Trump, you know. When Donald Trump said jump, you said jump all high. You understand? And we can't have no man or woman, yeah, given the role and responsibility of a chief civil servant who don't have them own initiative. Them work off a people initiative. Yeah? And that Andrew do, my work off a Trump. Anything what Trump said, him carry it out. See, Cuban doctors and nurses, I believe, because a Trump order, a Trump wish, him just carry it out. But who suffer? It's not United States or Donald Trump. It's Jamaica, our ordinary citizen. Yeah, who rely heavily on the local health sector. And who was in the local health sector at the time, the majority of them. The Cubans, them upper fish, you have eye problem, you go up there. Yeah. Them there in the other health sector, them do all of the work, them, you know, basically, you know. Yeah. But you get rid of them. So the Jamaican people now, it shows that you are not their keeper or their carer. You don't care for the people, and you not keep them because you kill them. So the problem with Jamaica have with this guy here now is that he is not qualified to be the chief civil servant. When you're behind a movement, you know, you want real leadership so the movement can journey along a pathway of righteousness and progress. Yeah? It can't be that you lead a criminal and compromise by Donald Trump. Yeah? And the United States. It cannot be. So Jamaica need a change of government once and for all again. People melting pot and remind you know. We need change of government within the structure of governance. You can't have handed it once again a man certified. And when them coming a big distraction now, 10,000 prisoners coming our place, so we must concentrate on the 10,000 prisoners. And don't mean Andrew, let me tell the world again, you're not certified. The report just come out. Where your income, your asset and your liability is concerned, you can't give no up-to-date on that. And from 1998, you're not certified. And you're operating our space as chief civil servant. And that can't happen anywhere else in the world but Jamaica. Jamaica broke all the record now, you know. Where politics is concerned, Jamaica broke all record. No other region, you know, have no country will operate like Jamaica in the Caribbean region. All Africa get better and wise up because you have a man down there now who, you know, him are the torch bearer. Ibrahim Traore. So everybody know watch the light of the torch and I follow it. Yeah? Where Jamaica is concerned, you know, Jamaica is supposed to be a pioneer in the region, you know. Pioneer in the region. We have one of the largest population, you know, in the Caribbean region. But we're way behind a little island like Barbados, St. Kitts and those places.
Yeah. But we can squeeze in another two subjects. So you use another minute to wrap up.
Well, we can't just wrap it up right away because the people get the logistics and the melting pot on the program about tonight. We are talking Andrew to come clean now and stop lying to the people. Yeah? Just tell the people say you walk now, me not no choice, you know. Me have to take the 10,000 prisoners. I yield back the floor to you, Sir Lord Byron.
Exactly. Well, and we are saying that what needs to be pushing forward, right, is about the statutory declaration of the Prime Minister, right? expose him to the world. Now, let me say this. I am going to discuss a topic here because, and I'm going to clarify something again. That's why we ask people to do research. And people must not listen to anybody who just speak loosely. We have some vloggers, right, going around saying that PJ Patterson sold out most of Jamaica assets. PJ Patterson sold out Air Jamaica. PJ Patterson sold out sugar companies. PJ Patterson sold out this. And PJ Patterson sold out that. Well, guess what? You see, all of who they said that, may break them bubbles tonight and bring up the living proof. This is not an ordinary document or medium. This is the JIS, the Jamaica Information Service. And for all those who talking that PJ they said this and PJ they said that, come and look on the real seller. And this is January 27, 2010. Notice the title. We will not flinch from putting our house in order, said Prime Minister Golden. January 27, 2010. Now, for all of the people who would say PJ said this, and PJ said that, here is the evidence in front of your face all. So this is why the people come here, because they get the facts. All right? Now let us get into it. Prime Minister Bruce Golden restated the intention to sell assets that the government is unable to maintain. Now PJ Patterson maintain them, but you can't maintain them. That's why we said JLP no have no really cranium, no policy position. Just imagine PJ Patterson, who stood 18 years, right, in power and maintained all of the assets and didn't sell anything. And the one time Bruce Golden went into there, he sold out everything. And they have the audacity, as it relates to what they had done, as it relates to the 90s financial meltdown, blaming PNP about FinSac, and now blaming PNP for selling out. When you look for the real sellout, he was making his contribution to the debate on the medium-term economic program in Parliament on January 26. We have to get our house back in order. We are faced with a situation where we have to take tough decisions. Some of those may make you unpopular, but that is not going to cause us to flinch. That is what he said. The Prime Minister noted that the cost of maintaining many assets, such as Air Jamaica, was taking resources away from core government responsibilities, such as maintaining roads and providing public health care, as according to him. Mr. Golden said that the financial divestment list to be vetted by cabinet soon, but advised that it was about 100 assets, including the National Road Operating and Construction Company, including the Central Wastewater Treatment Company, North Coast Highway, Petcom, North Coast Highway, Petcom shares in the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited, PJ do that. Port of Kingston, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, PJ do that. Equity in Clarendon Aluminum Partners with Dalco and Norman Manley International Airport, PJ do that. You never say PJ sell out the one of them. Now that's what you say. So now that's why I find it say they will burn out mystic sensation, because you know what? We are exposed them. Them can't take mystic sensation. Come here, them can't take a melting pot, them can't take a system around. Over here we expose them and we talk the truth. So to see how sell out. Right? Now take this away. Let me talk to the people. Now, when I look upon this now, people. That's why when we come, we expose who to get exposed. And we tell them that them can't lock me down from speaking the truth. And then run away the lie. Enough of them begs tonight or me sure that a lot of them who they try to sell them lie in a melting pot. And I look them views, begs on me drop the bubble tonight. Them I like it. Yes. When we come and show them who are the sellouts. And that them feel leave off a PJ Patterson name because PJ Patterson did not sell a thing. And when we come and show them the evidence, they're not going to like melting pot.
No.
You understand? They're going to hate us. The boy there, say, man, can't take him in. That's why we beat and teach them. We beat and teach them and show them the truth. And so that when them permeate, them poison in the ear, try to tell lie that PJ the seller, sell out here Jamaica, seller. Sell out all of the sugar factory, sell out more than 1,000 assets. Bruce Golding sell out. Now we don't understand the truth. Now look at excellence. Let us get into the next document. Look at excellence and understand who is excellent and understand why PNP build Jamaica. Right? Yes. We speak the truth and deliver the message. So then, don't shoot the messenger. I'm only delivering the message. I am only delivering the message. So look and get the facts. Now, returning to the IMF on their own terms. See it here? Tuesday, August 2009. Now, where's he here, sir? That's why PJ Patterson gonna lead left them in 1995. Hold on. Let me share it because I want to see it, Because I brags tonight, I say, if you do research, study to show yourself a proof. When you can't hate me because I tell the truth. Right? The only thing you can do, hate me because I tell the truth. See it here? In 1995, then Jamaican Prime Minister PJ Patterson had a few choice words for the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Goodbye, tata. In French, au revoir, he said. Bye-bye. Enough though, Patterson was speaking at a conference of the ruling Jamaica People's National Party. His remarks embodied a mindset that several Caribbean countries had embraced after emerging themselves from harsh conditionality attached to their standby agreement with the Washington-based financial institution in the 1970s. Many Caribbean countries reeling from the effects of the oil crisis of that period had turned to the IMF for assistance, then washed hopelessly as the IMF called for cutbacks in public sector expenditure, a reduction of social services, and a freeze on salaries that ultimately led to the increased unemployment. Now, after all of this, that PJ Patterson and the PNP going through, PJ Patterson did not sell an asset. Wait till me I show you this. All the pressure. PJ Patterson hold it. And not only that him hold it. Him come and pay off the IMF. What occurred next were open street demonstration, empty supermarket shelves, increasing violent crime, and the cases of Jamaica and Dominica. Now, 14 years later, a number of Caribbean countries, Jamaica included, right, are going back to the IMF for assistance, this time on their own terms, speaking to Bruce Golding. Going back, right? Now, take away that document on it. Just want to show that. So, my brother Melting Pot, let me come to you.
Yeah.
When we show
No.
them the evidence, let me put your melting pot. When we show you the evidence that PJ Patterson did not sell out Jamaica asset, you understand? Bruce Golding and the Jamaica Labour Party sold out Jamaica asset, while PJ Patterson had stood there, you understand, and faced all the rough, stand up and build back the economy and strengthen the economy. And we tell them, say, every time PNP, right? Every time JP take it over from PNP, them run it in the ground. So this is the evidence tonight that guess what? PJ Patterson did not sell one thing. The seller is Bruce Golden. Talk up melting pot.
Well, we have everything in front of you now, and we can talk to the people in layman terms. Now, if PJ Patterson, have the inclination to sell out Jamaica asset, would him pay off IMF and tell them goodbye?
All right.
He wouldn't do that, you know. So when him pay them off and retain him asset for using asset to increase productivity and bring foreign currency come into Jamaica, and also keep the asset to employ Jamaicans.
All right.
So under no circumstance would a prime minister pay off the International Monetary Fund and tell them goodbye and then sell them assets. So when would I have for running country? Wouldn't have nothing. You understand? So the people must get the full understanding. Yeah? And that's why we tell the people themselves we do investigative journalism work around here. We are not bloggers. We don't run with soundbite. Any little thing in the ear out on the come on TikTok and all about and a post. I want to look like some big stinking idiot. You understand? Because we're just telling lies. Yeah? And trying to make yourself look and sound nonsensical. Yeah? There's no truth in what these bloggers are saying to defend an administration that does not defend them in the country as citizens. So the whole aspect of it all is that it's lie and propaganda, them spewing. We know that the People's National Party is a party that like to build from out of the ground. And you know, when you build from out of the ground, you have to lay a foundation. Yeah? That's what the People's National Party has been doing since the party has been founded. You understand? The Manleys, are people that know how to construct a country and its economy. How to make sure now that a country has all the amenities so the citizen can benefit from such. This is why I bring back the bus system. Because remember, Seaga they get rid of JOS, Jamaica Humming Bus Service. Yeah? And Patterson bring back JUTC, Jamaica Urban Transport Company. So that show you say in now Lego no asset. He might bring back even asset when the labor right then they take off of the agenda. So the whole spectrum is that one party bill, which is the People's National Party, and the Jamaica Lion Party tear down.
Exactly.
So them can't talk to we mistake. Because we not do soundbite, you know. And we not bloggers. Yeah. We done research. Utilize time into research and come up with findings. And we project the finding to the people. Yeah. Who listen to these programs. This program around here, Mystic Sensation program, is a program that will edify even the madman in the street in Jamaica. Can learn from that channel. Yeah? Because there is no reason for we come around here, so. And I do soundbite. And I tell lie. Just to enhance a party. No, we wouldn't do that. that to take away with patriotism from the country. Because when you lie, you know, you find yourself in a more problem than when you speak the truth, you know. And this is why Andrew finds himself in so much shit. Because him lied too much. How much you can lie to convince a society over a period of time, like a decade?
Exactly.
The cream must rise to the top, and the cream is the facts that are going to outweigh all your rhetoric of lies, you know. Because people are going to say the big power plant not come at Jamaica now.
Talk to
Them are say that is a lie. You understand? Them are say prosperity no exist. Them realize you have to put all sheet of metal over your window and door, you can't have it open. Then they are lie. You understand? So when them come with a more expansive lie, and I say PETITION sell out the country asset, them people are, you want to use some farmer J's and throwing at them brain, man. Them brain stagnated with germs. You have to throw J's in it, caustic soda and all them things. They are acid to clean out for them brain.
Talk to melting pot. Talk it up.
You can't believe our society, you know, lend themselves to a criminal administration and buy into the philosophy of criminality. Everybody can't say Andrew a criminal. That's why I can't certify from 1998. That's why I'm trying to place people in a strategic position to let them assistant like Geico. Geico lizard. Yeah. But Geico lizard cannot vindicate him. Yeah. Geico lizard can't even say nothing in regard to the portfolio where Andrew give him. Yeah. Because when Geico lizard look for everything in our view, say no Byron. It's a stumbling block him see that the way, you know, and can't move that stone there, you know, that no stone, you know. That one big old stumbling rock.
Higher than Blue Mountain.
That stone like when Nigel Clark talk about no stone all left and turn. Geico lizard can't turn over that stone there because it's not a stone, it's a stumbling rock. In a Andrew way. Criminal. For 3 decades. That mount up to an unsurmountable amount of weight. Nobody can move the rock. So Andrew Wallace, yeah, is a guy who's supposed to do the honorable thing and step aside and face the consequence of the time where him exploit, yeah, the role and responsibility with the people and game through the voter populace. Yeah. Him let them down in constituency. For a guy with thief so much money and don't even invest back 1/8 of that in our constituency. We know them people around the right now regret the moment them vote me in from there. Because I'm not doing nothing for them, you know. Look upon them road and them community. But him are the prime minister for so long. And him wealthy through the same people. Through the same people him wealthy. You understand? Them give him opportunity and privilege. But he not give back nothing, not even to the constituency. Yeah. Handout and not something Jamaican fear gravitate to, you know. Handout a corruption. Because he might take the money from somewhere where he's not supposed to take it and give it to every bribe people. So this handout mentality when create, that's the only thing he have on his agenda. And that form part-time criminal activity. Yeah. That's why you see Pumbas can get 1.4 billion leading up to the general election, you know. Because he need Pumbas as a lieutenant around him. Yeah. So he have to give Pumbas the cash so that Pumbas can splash it over West Portland. You understand? I remember, you know, that caused a whole where you call now problem within the economy. Because that money is supposed to do something more tangible. But yet it comes to a voter buying. You don't buy vote. You gain vote through representation. You gain vote through manifestation. Your mandate where you tell the people in your political campaign leading up to an election. Marky G never have to splash no cash. Yet Marky G gain 100%. Him gain more than that and him take back one. Still gain 100%. Them lose 14 seats. But at them splash the cash. Remember we see all brings over Michelle Charles, member of parliament office, you know, in a St. Thomas, you know. On the eve of the general election, bring spark up out there. And there's an employed factory worker, so you carry the payroll. So it just show you where they're going in the country. This is why $3 trillion walk off of the walk out of the ministry them. This is why when you hear 570 billion missing from up a UHII, you hear flood coming and flood out the file from the cabinet. Yeah, this is why the man up at IC get gunshot and briefcase snatch. This is why run a SSL headquarters, yeah, when it under investigation, criminal going and seize laptop and computer. It show you say that criminal administration in operation and they are linked to the criminality where it take place in the country.
But Melting Pot, tie this in now. Tie this in as it relates to the recent happenings with Andrew Holness administration. You understand? Absorbing 10,000, right? Non-Jamaican. Now, when you look on the rationality, Melting Pot, watch this now. Me and you, the juggle it now and ask the question. Tell me one benefit that this have to Jamaica. You being the Prime Minister, right? You being the Prime Minister, you within the Prime Minister's shoes. And you have a dilapidated system. No, let us show something. You being the Prime Minister, right? You have a dilapidated system. Most of the structural buildings as it relates to the correctional services are falling apart. You have already troubling with overcrowdedness. You have a serious healthcare issue. Tell me under what circumstances you have a collective mind, right? That now you would have taken, you'd have gone into an agreement for 10,000 persons over a period of time to phase into your system. The question, where are you going to put them? Number two, again, you have a lot of them may have serious health issues. You have a lot of them may have serious felony situation. You may have rapists amongst them. We could talk about the thing about Melting Pot. You may have rapists amongst them. So then now you are exposing our citizens. Right? If you are planning to might be what? Lead some of them into society. You couldn't be doing that. And the Jamaican people totally oblivious. The People's National Party totally oblivious. Then let me ask a question then, Melting Pot. What if it wasn't for the Gleaner journalist who found out and discovered all of this? What was it that the Jamaica Labour Party was going to do? Take its own, covert plan to what? Leach them into the society? Where you have amongst them the probably rapists, because we don't know if any rapists amongst them. People have all sorts of ailment. they are going to now also pressure our healthcare system. So what this goes to show you, melting pot, that there is nothing to benefit the country. So it has to be a situation where, guess what? Donald Trump is saying to them, listen, you have to take them. And they know that they cannot tell him no. Darrell Vaz cannot say no to him because Darrell Vaz went to Mexico, get flagged in Mexico, right? And being identified as it relates to what he had done with the money. Remember that the report says that he had given Andrew Holness some of the money. That is what the report said, you know. And remember that the FBI warned them. What the FBI warned them said? The FBI warned them said, this is not the end of it. So of all those conundrums, United States having it over them head and say, watch out. When them say, jump, Andrew Holness need to respond, oh, I, master, am I to jump? If Donald Trump said bend over, he has to ask, master, how far should I bend over? It is a crime shame that under the circumstances, Jamaicans are to realize that what has done to Jamaican people as a result of the Prime Minister being compromised. Jamaican sovereignty is at risk. Now, while we are talking and we are thinking about 10,000 non-Jamaicans, the question that you and I need to ask, melting pot, based on what we are seeing unfolding, what are the things behind closed door, our window, our curtain, behind curtain, that Andrew Holness had signed with the United States and with China? And guess what? No journalists picked that up. Are they going to speak as it relates to transparency to say, okay, all right, we have done this, we have done that? No, because you have seen clearly why they have hidden the truth from us. And here it is now that they're fully exposed, because going forward, you understand, this has to come up in the parliament. This has to be a situation, right, where I am going to check further, you understand, as it relates to what the PNP can do in terms of bringing this to court, you understand, to make sure that we can stop it where that is concerned. Because they never seek, right? I mean, the opposition participation. They have done it with impunity. I am saying impunity and using the word impunity, melting pot, to the fact that it's more like a dictatorship. So this goes to show you how suppressed, that they have been suppressed. Now, let me mix in some things down together. Was this part of the deal when the ship came to Jamaica? Was this a part of certain dialogue? You understand? Within that space of time? Right? And so then here we are totally, the People's National Party, totally ignorant of this MOU, right? They don't know nothing what is in the MOU. So then that has to be requested for, and it has to be highlighted where Jamaica now can be edified, melting pot. Edified. Because again, how were they going to do it in terms of, okay, if we did not know as it relates to the cleaner journalists who found out and established it? How were they going to do it? Were they just going to ease these people into the society? No, this is very serious, you know, where Andrew Holness is concerned, you know, and where the entire administration is concerned in the melting pot.
Yeah.
How were they going to do it then? Because remember, you know, we did not hear it from them. Right? And as far as me concerned, it appears, Melting Pot, that they have already signed off on this thing, you know.
Definitely.
But you see now, Dr. Club coming out and spinning. Right? Let me ask the question. Let me ask the big question. How long this have taken place? How long this have taken place? So they would have signed off already. Because here's the reason why I am saying, Melting Pot, that they signed off already. They are in transit. You know what that means?
And them way.
And them way. X amount out of the bargain, out of the deal. So Oris Chan can put up, they have already signed the deal. Because if they did not sign the deal, whatever amount of the 10,000 over a period of time wouldn't be in transit.
True.
The document clearly stated that some of them are already in transit. So you couldn't be wanting to sign a deal or going to sign a deal, futuristically speaking, and yet the deal activated already. Imagine what?
No, that sign already. That sign off already, no, Byron. That's why it said some of them are in transit. Sign already. But we're not surprised. Remember, you know. Remember, you have a fictitious airline carry 269 Indian coming at Jamaica, you know, and land, you know. But nobody know nothing about, you know. And the first country them do this thing.
Hold on, Melting Pot. Hold on, Melting Pot. You know somebody never remember nothing about that? You know somebody never remember nothing about that? Thank you for mentioning that. Go on.
Yeah, and the first thing do it, you know. This is something, I tell you, so the man is a mafia, you know. A mafia is in play all the time. Yeah? Mafia is in. So, I only him a benefit from this deal. Because, remember this way I do you know. It's an extension and stay of execution with Donald Trump, you know, film criminality when US dollar touch the man in Swiss system, you know. It's just him sign a document to extend him stay of execution. So I have to do this. Andrew is only protecting himself right now, you know. When Jamaican people, I'm not talking to the labor right them in particular. When uno don't know, you know, for no leader, you know, right now, him have to sign well with sovereignty to protect himself. And that bad. Because remember when him sign with Jamaican sovereignty, you know, everybody get affected by that, you know. You understand?
You were not gonna say this, you know. You were not gonna say Rubio discussed the issue with them sometime now.
Okay.
It is true. It is true what
Yeah.
that is saying. We are not fools.
Definitely.
Because if they are in transit, it simply means that the deal is signed and done.
Yes.
So this is dangerous to us. This is dangerous to us. And again, we don't know if they already merged with the society. Think of it, you know, in terms of what I'm saying, you know.
You don't know anything.
They're talking about them in transit. They could have already merged amongst our society, and we don't know. So this is very serious, and we have to have serious dialogue about this. Go ahead, Melting Pot.
And watch this now. What are the ramifications when them come at Jamaica? Is it that when them time up, them are going to leave and go back where them coming from? Or them are going to remain in that Jamaica? Because we want to know the ramification, you know.
Exactly.
Behind this program, yeah. So there's a lot of things that need to be discussed. Things when they even mentioned yet. Coming out of the hierarchy Jamaica Labour Party. We are just merely speculating and, you know, just randomly throwing out some, you know, views out here as to where we know. Yeah, I'm going to be the be all and end all of this. Because we don't hear nothing, you know. So we have to ask the question, them prisoner where come, how much time them have left back in a prison where them are going to serve in a Jamaica? What's the lifespan on them prison term? And what happen when them prison term, come to tuition and them need to re-enter into society? Are they going back to their country of origin? Or you just come out of prison and remain and becomes a Jamaican? Part of a society. Me not know.
Oh, hold on a minute, Pat. You said something. Because so when time you talk, lightning flash. Now, what is melting pot? You just said something a while ago. Right? As it relates to how these 10,000 people can be used as well. You know that these people can be used also, that Andrew Owner's administration is so corrupted that they could now use them as citizens to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party to
We know that.
So hold on, let me ask a question. Because we hear them with the 1 p.m. Hold on the no melting pot. Hold on the no melting pot. We hear them with 1 p.m. You understand forever. Is this a part of a further strategy for Andrew Owens to maintain in power? What was the plan really? Was to slowly, I'm just asking the question, I don't have any evidence. Because people need to understand, when we don't have no evidence, you understand me, I tell you something, I have no evidence. No, they talk out of my mind now. You understand me, just I use, you understand my subjective opinion. I am saying it could be also used for that purpose, since to the fact that it done. You understand? In a clandestine sort of manner. It done in a clandestine sort of manner. So then, the situation, if they are going to slowly ease them, what if the journalists did not expose this? Might be the Jamaica Labour Party would have slowly eased them into the space, you understand, and to guarantee their vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. That, if you have 10,000 people, right, over a period of time, whether it might be for the next election, you understand, impact on the electorate. And they are going to vote for Andrew Owens because guess what? And that's such a very well. So this is the reason why this needs to be digged. This needs to be queried very seriously. And I am thinking, Melting Pot, that this should be a court hearing. Need to be dealt with this. You understand? For those reasons. Because guess what? We can't trust the Andrew Owens administration. So this is very serious. We don't know what this is. You understand? But me and you know, some Melting Pot, that when you have 10,000 people coming in, you understand, which we don't know nothing about them. You understand? Who are criminals, who have AIDS, who have this, who have that, and you are going to merge them into our society. How are they going to be merged into our society? Are they going to be transformed into citizenship? This is very serious in the Melting Pot. This is very serious. You understand? How much, I mean, look, the whole thing is so despicable, Melting Pot. The whole thing is so sick to process. So this is something that you can't let go. This is very, 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 very serious. I don't think, as what MP Fitz said, and I do agree with him, that he doesn't think, you understand, that people understand the level of seriousness with this situation. It is so extremely serious. And I am, you understand, let me say this before I bring it in. I am now looking forward as it relates to Parliament, how this is going to be ventilated into Parliament. You understand? Because this is very serious. And we are looking forward to see what the opposition can do, you understand, to bring this matter in the judiciary. We need justice, because you can't just bring in 10,000 people, you understand, on a flatline economy. You understand what I say? Ralston Iman, according to Ralston Iman assessment of the economy, is the status of the economy is that it's an L-shaped economy. Simply means it's flatline. It's flatline. Yeah. You understand? It's worse than the recession. So guess what? We have to be serious that while our economy is crippled by corruption, crippled by poor governance, crippled by all sort of demons that Andrew want to strike up. He's going to add more poison that as I can't do what he promised. That after he won, he will be throwing poison on the people.
True.
Because that's exactly what he's doing. Right? So let me bring in the space melting pot. You understand? And you can take us out and close the show. The show is yours.
Yeah. Because, you know, I always tell the people them say Andrew a mafia, you know, and you can't trust a mafia. Yeah. You dare not trust a mafia. But let me cast back my Jamaican people memory. Yeah. A bit. We see where Asian, you know, are free from 18, you know, and come to Jamaica. And the government run them out back and them are no prisoner. You understand? We see where the guy want bring in all container house in a Jamaica. So, as you rightfully say, you know, Byron, based on what Fitz Jackson say, you know, Jamaica no really know the seriousness of this, you know, and the ramification where it can have, you know, where about benefit Andrew, you know. Because remember, when you bring in container house now as part of your housing solution, where you replace proper structure with container, you can bring it for them and integrate them into the society.
Exactly.
That is why the guy want to move to container house and can't just drop them and build community quick and fast and put them 10,000 people in it.
Oh, so might be the melting pot. So might be the container when we really talk about for them people here.
Oh, you know, sir.
Backside.
Remember me and you around you say, you know.
All right.
So you know we have to touch some nerve center and open up the people them eye.
Yes.
This is why the guy never want to put the bill of them to work. He want to get the container house them from China.
It started
by dropping the house.
Melting pot, it starts to really make sense now. Because remember that the Builders Association of Jamaica, they tell them say no container homes.
Right.
But it's the one that he want container homes.
True.
The container homes was to facilitate them people here.
Yes.
It makes sense. Right? It makes sense. Go ahead.
Yes, so
we have 5 minutes. So use up the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we have to close them.
We know the MO at the Prime Minister where we have right now, the Crime Minister. We know him MO. Him like to operate them type of way. Yeah? When now no regard for the citizen, when operate like him a dictator. So him dictate terms and matters and condition. Yeah, and nobody can say nothing because I'm luge. Yeah, he mean bolding. But the guy not popular. In terms of popularity in a Jamaica, you know, he was not a popular guy to be fair run as a dictator.
Megawatt voter asks, when is the next parliament? Megawatt, tomorrow is the next parliament. To tune in. Remember to tune in. Tomorrow is the next parliament. So we have to tune in for the parliament tomorrow. People to tune in for parliament tomorrow. All right. 1 minute.
Yeah, so we are look for the guy and all that guy when me I tell the people them say him need to go. Because you see if Andrew no go, Jamaica go. We not gonna have no Jamaica. So which one do you prefer? Jamaica for go and Andrew stay, or Andrew go and Jamaica remain? Well, would I want Andrew go and Jamaica remain? Because no one man can be gone in the country, you know. And at that we have make this piece of shit, you know. You run the country like a year one, you buy the land. The land Jamaica sell and you buy it a year one. You have won a shit title for Jamaica. Yeah? You kill out with people, but you bring in 10,000 immigrants in our place. Eh? But every day you're out there kill your own people. You don't make it better for your people live a comfortable life in a Jamaica, even when they're in a prison, you know. you make sure know the prison stay like, a dungeon. Yeah? And our Jamaican them, partake of that dilapidated facility in the correctional service system. You understand? But them can't rehabilitate under those stress and strenuous conditions where them have got through. So me don't know how him have a facilitate overseas prisoner where overseas prisoner come from a better environment. This now have cast them in a abyss when them come and find the condition of the prison in Jamaica. It's like you fling them in a dungeon. So this about attract international media concern. God them prisoner so they now come to be a prisoner. I lie unto them and tell me now. Because the people come from US, because we know US prison still. It's about a learning institution in it. Jamaica won't have them there. So them people would have a right to international human rights. If you know, so them are left a clean environment and come in a dungeon in a Jamaica. So it would have spark international concern. Because inhumane treatment in our prison, And then people, 10,000 come from a society that cater for inhumane prisoner lifestyle. Where you piss girl and you shit girl, they right beside you. And you go dispose of it one time. Over a 24-hour period. Where you seal in a drop down here, I see the rusty steel them up in there. Where chinker, ants and everything I bite you. Where drunk crow. Where we call vulture. We eat carcass surround the institution. You don't see that nowhere else. So it's a dilapidated decomposition situation. Them prisoner, so-called prisoner, I don't think I'm a prisoner. Them people that come to form part of the society. That's why the man have got container houses. He can build the community so quick that you don't even realize when it builds.
And what happened? It's easy now to convert them if you put them in one location, right? Say, okay, all right. And this is a gerrymandering tactics too, because if you are going to now transform a new voting bloc, no, the People's National Party need to look into this, because Andrew can use them to transform a new voting bloc. Remember, we don't know what is behind this, No. We are currently assuming, but we have to look on the advantage as it relates to. We cannot allow them to become a citizen.
No.
Because if that is Andrew Owen's aim, and Andrew Owen is going to provide them with living condition and create a voting bloc, that is a gerrymandering tactics being utilized. Yes. So we have to make sure, so listen to me, we be on this, and we have to take it to the court to avoid all of this. And again, we have to ensure that all of these people who are here, they are fingerprinted and ensure that they are not participating in our electoral process. I'm just saying.
We need to know the duration, Byron. We need to know them duration in Jamaica. What will happen when them prison time up? Because them prison time must up, at some point in time. What will happen?
Melting pot. Hold on. And all of them are prisoners. That's why they name deportee. So we don't know who are the ones who are prisoners. You understand? Yeah. They are just deportee. You understand? For all different sort of reasons, and we don't know those reasons. Those reasons are not established. So we are saying that, of course, it needs to be investigated, right? The Jamaicans need to be fully understood, right? Because you can't have strangers who, again, you don't even know their profile or criminal profile. There could be serial killers amongst them. So this is exposing us to some raw danger.
Yeah, man.
Political will, or to get him to get himself out of prison. Either Andrew Holness doing it for his political will or get himself out of prison. So if Andrew Holness is doing it for his political will to ensure that he stay in power and to ensure that, okay, him try to interrupt the investigation, so as long as him in a power, him cannot be prosecuted, because these people, you understand that he's emerging into the society, is going to ensure his winnings. We have to stop this. Jamaica, the People's National Party, I am saying, please put out your eyesight for this. With this information in your back of your brain, you understand that Andrew Holness, criminal Andrew Holness, can use this as a gerrymandering tactics, because we still don't know what the deal is about.
Right.
And we don't know if this is a way that Donald Trump can help him too.
True.
You understand? It could be a situation where crony capitalists are trying to help crony capitalists because they know that, you understand, he is corrupted, you understand, and because they want him to stay there so that they continue to rob and rape the country, you understand, and him getting the benefit and personal benefit. They are trying to preserve him, you understand, in terms of creating what we call a voting block for the JLP that would have guaranteed JLP in power. And you have to look again how they are going to utilize those containers, where they are going to build them, where they are going to put them. Look at PNP. Let me say this to you. Look at the location where these containers are going to put, and look who are these people who are going to occupy the containers. Are they born Jamaican? If they are not born Jamaican, and you see an entire community being developed, and all of them people gone into those containers home, that is the execution of gerrymandering. We need to stop it. PNP, we are warning you from now. Be on your alert.
True.
Be on your P and your Qs.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
And we have to expose that narrative. We have to put that narrative out there, because this is how we are look on the Byron. I know how my head work, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. Me see this.
Yeah, so we are
Me see this.
Run.
Yeah, me see this. Me I close up here now. Me see this as an opportunity where the guy want to utilize, because Trump give him the model, you know. Take them prisoner, set them up in the container houses, them in a community where you know it will benefit you in the voting arena. Yeah, and that I want. That's why I now want to listen to the Builders Association, the Masters Trade them. I'm not listening to them, I'm not listening we. Yeah, because this is where I go and then get 10,000 individual to come live at Jamaica. I yield back the floor. People,
very
just
good.
the why.
This have to be dig into. This have to be investigated. Right? All of these people whereabouts need to be known. Right? Jamaica need to get together for this. For this. This to me looks serious. And Jamaica, let me say, I am out. Right? Melting pot, big up yourself every time. Remember, so we go talk tomorrow in the melting pot.
Definitely,
right.
we have a time tomorrow.
Jamaica, love you. Thank you for tuning in, right? To all my listeners who continue to support. You understand? Continue to support. You understand? Love. Spread the good news. You understand? Spread the word. Build the strength and build the channel. Bless you. Bless you. Walk good. All right? Blessing. I'm out.
Blessings.
Cool.
So why you come to me with that foolishness, you know? You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side of that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.